Oh man, I did a big intro. Anyway, welcome. Let's start again from the beginning. I did a massive intro. Random show number 91. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm how happy all of you are here right now joining me. It's an absolute pleasure to have your company. As I said in the beginning, sorry that I was muted. My bad. I am now not muted and I'm absolutely loud. Big up hands in the chat. Big up caseload Moses. You said I wouldn't be here on time. And I'm pointing at you right now and saying, ha, proved you wrong. I proved you wrong. Devil, get thee behind me. You can't take me down. The Lord is my shepherd. He will guide me. Caseless Moses, you are the devil. You tried to bring me down. I proved you wrong. But yeah, big up everybody in the stream. Get thee behind me, devil. Get behind me. No more. You're not tricking me. But yeah, anyway, we're here. Random show episode number 91, right? Vibes are here. It's sunny outside. I just came back from a little DJ gig I did on a Saturday. That's why I couldn't stream the UFC. So I did a little DJ gig, which was pretty fun. I'll talk about it probably towards the end of the show. Don't want to bore you about it now. But it was a good time. Random shows per usual. We're going to spend a couple of hours laughing and giggling at people who are way more successful than us in their fields. Maybe not in life. I'm sure there's some successful people watching my stream, so I'm not going to say in life. But it's funny to laugh at them because they take themselves so seriously. They take themselves so seriously, it's quite funny to laugh at them and to poke at them a little bit and to tease them a little bit and just to laugh at the ridiculousness of it all. Because most of these guys and girls have been given a talent, a gift of making people laugh, of having the bravery to go on the stage, which I would never do, and tell jokes to people and try and make them laugh and try and flip and get a rise out of them or speak about something profound or share something personal. That's their gifts they've been given by the Lord above, by the universe. Whoever you believe in gave them this gift. And instead of just doing that and doubling down on it, tripling down on it, guess what they want to do? They want to start talking about politics. They want to start talking about world affairs. They want to start telling you how you should raise your family, how you should, conduct yourself with your work colleagues, how you should conduct yourself with your friends. I'm like, what? Really? You guys? Come on, man. You're here to provide entertainment, as I am. I don't think I'm anything more than that. I'm an entertainment machine. I'm a content machine. I just talk into a microphone. People sometimes watch it, dislike it, report me or whatnot. But this is what I'm here for. I'm not going to be giving you any pontification or any sort of soliloquies on big, grandiose things that I have no knowledge of. I stick to my thing. I double down in it, and I just go forward. These guys don't. So guess what? We laugh. We laugh, okay? Anyway, apart from that and laughing, we're here, we're queer, we're ready to go. I need to take down the gain on this a little bit because the gain is going. It's my thing is peaking at red too much. I was listening to the recording of my show and I was hearing a lot of like top notes, so it's a bit too loud. I think I did the opposite. I think some people used to complain about my streams being too low, so then I put the gain up really high. But then that gain being high is like it's what people do when they're doing mukbangs and stuff, innit? And like ASMR stuff, they put the gain really high. And then when you go into the microphone and kind of make noises, it kind of picks it up a lot. But obviously, when I'm talking, I'm shouting the way I do, and I'm talking so fast, like I'm on meth, it sounds bad. So I'm gonna take the gain down, and I'm gonna up the volume on my little focus, right? And it should be better. Let me take the gain down to maybe 6 or something. Let's do a 6, right? And then I'm gonna put there we go. That's better now. The volume, the levels are looking a lot better. So I'll put it up there. That looks a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. That looks nicer. That feels nicer too. That feels nicer, looks nicer, and it's all blessed in the hood here. But yeah, big up the chat. I go on that horse tranquilizer. You know what, Guan Hasib? You know the horse tranquilizer gang. I'm gonna nip off onto the side here. Oh, feeling good. Oh, come on. You see his glasses? These are made for horse tranquilizer. Oh, come on, let's go. Anyway, so let's go. Let's do this thing. What are we gonna do first? Horse tranquilizer stream. Here we go. Ket in the system. Green juice running through my veins. Oh, you know what I was gonna say actually? One thing. I mentioned it previously a lot of times. I went to DJ yesterday. the first time I DJ'd in a long time. I was doing it for ages, been doing it for like 10 plus years. I would love to do it as like a little second career thing. I'm not really interested in being flipping David Guetta and touring the world doing it. I'd actually just do it as one other thing that I do. It's kind of a nice hobby to have where you get paid to do it and people are invited to go play cool places. My goal, obviously, is to go play at a place like Berghain, but my main goal is to one day own my own club. Cool, amazing, great. But for the most part, during the early times of my DJing career, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good excuse to get fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was a good excuse to get fucked up, and it kind of allowed me to kind of, you know, excuse it with a term that I'm working. Great, no problem. But as you guys would know, or as you guys would guess what? Working when you're high or drunk doesn't produce the best results, right? But with me playing in pubs, bars, and warehouse spaces and stuff, and sometimes clubs, unfortunately, if you've ever been to those places, you'll know that it's really hard to have a good time in a pub, bar, nightclub, or a warehouse rave if you're not under some level of influence. If you're not drinking, if you're not on drugs, it's very difficult to have a good time. I know there's some people that do have a good time, and I commend you. All the people that can go out and not do anything and be fine, I commend you. But unfortunately, my first introduction to the scene was getting messed up. So when I went on, one of the things I remember when I used to go on my little sobriety runs, I'll do them for like 6 months and I'll go back on it, and then I get off, then I'll do it again for 6 months, just kind of mix up and give it a break. I'm currently on one now. It's been about a month, right? I haven't done anything. One thing I realized when I go to clubs is that, or bars, is bloody hell, man. It's really hard to be in a nightclub or a bar, or in this case a bar, and not drink or not be on anything. Especially if you're DJing. You feel every single minute. You feel every single flipping hour. You feel it, especially if I went to gym early in the morning. So I think I woke up about 10. I went to the gym on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning, went to gym. And then obviously was playing music before I went to the gig. And obviously my legs were feeling it and shit. But just overall, you feel it. People coming up to you and talking to you, like, you know, you forget when people are drunk and high, they don't have any distance. They don't have any idea of like personal space. So they're leaning into you super hard. There was this weird thing that all the girls were doing, which is really cringy, especially they're all like Gen Z girls. So they're like, I don't know, the only kids go out these days, right? Adults don't really go out for the most part, but all the Gen Z kids were like coming up and trying to give me like butterfly eyes to get me to play something. I was like, look, I don't mind playing a song. If you want to request, just ask me, but you don't need to come to me and be like, hiya. So I was like, come on, man, allow it. Like, you're like 18 and you're like, allow it. You know what I mean? Like, just nah. So that was weird. You get the guys coming up to you like with their phones, going through their flipping. Like there's too much around, too much people inside your personal space. Like, ah. But then again, I wasn't under anything. So that was the interesting thing about it. I was like, you know what? This kind of solidifies my opinion that going out sober, especially to a club or bar, is really hard, man. Really hard. Very, very difficult. And I commend people that do. I know certain people who I've read up on, and other friends that I know in Berlin who do the same thing. Some people in Berlin just go out on pure water. They'll go to a techno rave, dark, 150 BPM, boom, 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 on pure water. Like, I don't know how these guys do it. Like, that I could never do that. Like, really, honestly. Yeah, I don't think, if I wasn't pursuing a career as a DJ and I wasn't a fan of the music, I don't think I'd ever be in a club, like, just willingly. Do you know what I mean? Who goes to a nightclub if you don't like the music, if you don't want to DJ, or you don't want to get fucked up? There's no other reason to go. Unless maybe you're going to hook up with people, which is, again, a weird thing to say. But anyway, who knows? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, RP was like, okay. See, even Netrunner's saying, orange juice and plenty of ice. I usually go for Red Bulls, because usually I feel like the Red Bull, just because of the bubbles and stuff, to give me something to, like, a little bit of a placebo-y, mind fuck sort of thing. That usually kind of works for me. I don't like doing the orange juice because I usually, whenever I drink too much orange juice, especially if I'm out and I'm jumping around, I sometimes start getting the runs. Maybe my body just doesn't really take orange juice that well. But yeah, for the most part, I usually go for bad combos. I usually go for Coca-Cola, or I go for flipping for Red Bull. But the Coca-Cola, I have to get it out of the tin. I can't have the Coca-Cola out of the tap. That tap Coca-Cola is fucking disgusting. I have to get like a bottle or a tin or something and get that done. And usually, if you're nice to the bartenders, most clubs I've been to, which is interesting, if you're sober, you actually get better service. Because I guess you're not annoying the bartenders and they see you're being nice and stuff. So the times I've gone out sober and I've ordered a Coca-Cola, usually a bartender will be like, hey, just have these cans. Because I guess bars get soft drinks for free, or they come super discounted, but they don't really care about giving those away. So that's, or maybe they don't log them in. I don't really too sure, but they're always really nice with giving you a little couple extra cans if you give them a tip and stuff. So that's usually quite nice. But yeah, that was a bit weird, man. Not gonna lie. Having little Gen Z girls trying to flirt with me to get me to play Rihanna or to play Doja Cat. I'm like, look, I'm gonna play Doja Cat. You don't have to keep touching my shoulder. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna play it. Just tell me what you want. I've got a laptop right here. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's this? What's going on here? These little Gen Z girls with their little shiny noses. Like, excuse me. It's like, nah. I don't want to catch it. I'm not Chris D'Elia, right? You're not deleting me out here, mate. All right? I don't have, you know, a Hollywood dad and a wife that's flipping, you know, whatever. I can't afford a flipping cancellation. Look at the color of my skin. If I get Chris D'Elia, I'm going down. Even if I'm innocent, I'm going down. You know, I'm going down. I don't want no problems, please. I don't want any problems. Oh, nah, I don't want. No, I'm not fronting, Doctor, bruh. I don't want to. You know, I don't want. I take risks. I like taking calculated risks. I'm the kind of guy that goes for things. But there's some things I know I'm not willing to risk for. That I'm not willing to risk it for. There's nothing that appealing. I don't give a crap. Nothing. I swear to God. Unless, I'm not going to say it. But yeah, nah. Get thee behind me, Satan. You're not bringing me down. Go on. The Lord is my shepherd. He will guide me. Anyway. You can't trick me. Let me see if I can actually find this video. Where is it? You can't trick me meme. I need to see if I can find it because that always gets in my head whenever I think about it. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about here. It's this video. Where is it? Is there a video of it? Can someone got a video of it? Please say they got a video of it. It's this meme that I've always kind of seen that kind of makes me laugh. Let me see if I can get it here. Yeah, there it is. There. See, I got it here. There it is here. You can't trick me. Baby, 1 second. Let me just get up on the screen here. Here we go. When I say you can't trick me, get behind me, just imagine me saying it in this voice. My accent obviously isn't the best, but just imagine me saying it like this guy. There we go. See, you cannot trick me. Let's see here. Come on, load. This is the video I was talking about here. Take it off and mute. Oh, come on. By the way, next big investment for me, when I do get paid, probably I'll do a couple of paychecks of this. I have to get a streaming laptop. I got to upgrade this setup. I need to get I can't do a PC because I don't have room to put like a PC just on its own. It has to be a good streaming laptop, but I'm going to get a good gaming laptop because I can't do this on the MacBook anymore. This MacBook isn't made for doing this type of behavior. But anyway, let's see this load up. Come on. Yeah. That's whatever I think about. Honestly, that's me. You cannot trick me. You cannot trick me. Anyway, yeah. I am Sin. Gen Z are annoying. If you're 20, if you're not 25 or older, I'm not talking to you. Yo, you know what's really funny about Gen Z though? Like, especially for me, right? In my case, being the DJ and going to bars and clubs, you're seeing what they look like when they want to be pretty and shit. Yo, it's weird because it's like the trend that's in now is like looking like you're, I guess that 2005 to 2015 sort of trend. No, 2000 to 2010, that sort of trend. So you see a lot of girls wearing like, I don't know what those bags are called that girls used to wear before. That, you know, those handbags girls used to wear that would like come up here, like under your shoulder. So the strap wasn't so long. It was like a really short strap. You see them wearing denim caps. You see them wearing like go faster glasses like these. And of course, the thing that I saw a lot of the girls do, that when I was at the club there where I was playing, no, a bar. Again, it's not a club. Imagine this is a bar that obviously has a DJ playing and it's closed up till 2 a.m. So in a bar, I saw these girls and they're wearing this thing now where a lot of girls are like young Gen Z girls are now getting tramp stamps, right? They're wearing crop tops and shit. And now the thing that they're doing, you remember that trend of girls where they used to like have the thong thing pulled up so you can see the straps? like on their midriff, or maybe they pull the jeans down. But either way, there was like a trend a few years ago where you pull your jeans down and you have the freaking thong hanging out. So imagine that. Like, imagine you're me and you're DJing and you're seeing these like groups of these like Gen Z girls like attempting to twerk and dance, like being sexy and doing their thing. And they're all like, definitely under 21. And they've all got the flipping little thong things hanging out of their jeans. You're like, whoa. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I am saying low-rise jeans. That's the one. With the thongs hanging out. You're like, rotted. It's a bit of a throwback because it looks like they're playing fancy dress, a lot of them. Mostly. It looks like they're playing fancy dress, but they're not. They're legitimately going out of that. Like bedazzled belts, really small handbags, everything denim, leather, go faster glasses. I see people wearing like wristbands and shit. Like, really interesting to see. But anyway, enough about Gen Z kids, enough about, young boners. Let's move on. So, quickly want to update you guys about the no jumper stuff, right? I thought this was really funny. So there's this clip that I found of AD calling into the Joe Budden podcast and basically laying out his issues that he had with Adam to the Joe Budden podcast people. And I find this really funny because everything that AD says about Adam from No Jumper could be applied to Joe Budden of the Joe Budden Network and of the Joe Budden podcast. Legit, like word for word, line for line, bar for bar. Gotta start that again because guess what? I didn't have the audio set up. Of course I didn't have the audio set up. Of course. Let's start this again. There we go.
For those listening,
we live.
This is AD, who was formerly of No Jumper.
Yes, sir.
So we were just discussing what happened over there, and I said I wanted to give you a call so you could, give your side out there, and you could tell us what really went down.
Yeah, I was listening to Joe yesterday too. He was cooking.
Thank you, man. I was on his ass.
He was slow roasted, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you went out?
Nah. I mean, where should we start? It was a lot of matter of fact, I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. Adam, he has a real big problem with accountability. You know what
That could also be applied to Joe Budden.
I'm saying? I looked at him as a friend.
So did Rory and Moore. They looked at Joe Budden as a friend.
Outside of the business.
That's exactly Moore's point. Moore's like, business is business, but at the end of the day, we're friends. I think Moore's actual bar was like, if we're not friends, then why are we doing this? Like, can we actually be friends? That's actually his main thing. Like, call them naive because Joe Budden has got a record, more documented, well-investigated research and available evidence of him messing up his friendships again and again and again. Maybe he doesn't think they're friends, but his acquaintances, his whatever, or like he's a king of self-sabotage. So maybe they should have been aware that it could have happened to them, and then maybe having this idea, he wouldn't do it to me, was maybe rooted in some sort of arrogance or some sort of weird friendship entitlement that kind of made them immune to whatever. But still, all this could be applied to Joseph Budden.
I had his back, and I feel like a lot of the reason why I was hired in the first place was, he knew my street connections, and he kind of leaned on that, and it ended up turning into like a business relationship when he seen how.
Some people could argue Joe Budden exploited the fact that he was friends with Rory and Moore, and the fact that they wouldn't be, tearing up the flipping contract or reading it line by line to get as much as he could out of it, so then he could keep all the money and allegedly buy all the crappy Balenciaga that he obviously wears, or the Amiri hats. Allegedly. Some would argue that. And of course, we were saying in the chat, yeah, he did. He remember that famous line he told them all? The podcast is none of your business. That is mad. Imagine in the heat of an argument, somebody that you're working with, you know, you're co-hosting the show, and you've made it out to be what it was. And let's not make no mistake, Joe Budden's bounced back impeccably. Well done to him. The ability to put together a crew of people who've been able to, at most, you know, like consistently, produce an entertaining podcast, both like free on Patreon, the live streams they're doing, smashing it. He's definitely got an eye for talent, and he can definitely put people together, and he's definitely a blockbuster kind of guy. But let's not lie. The first iteration of this podcast was successful because of the boys, like that kind of community, that vibe they had, the call-ins. But the host, the co-host, Rory and Maul played an integral part. So did Park, so did Ian. All these guys, they contributed to making that show a success. But for whatever reason, in Joe's head, he was always the main star. So he never really thought that they were deserving of an explanation or this or whatever it may be. So he treated them like crap. But it is what it is. Time has moved on. But I just find it funny that AD's saying all this stuff and it could be applied to Joe Budden bar for bar, line for line.
How many people in his audience took to me. And and as time went by, as I was growing, he pushed me to start streaming. He pushed me to start doing different endeavors. And once it started, you know, becoming successful, I felt like he kind of, you know, started looking at me a little different. And yeah, man, then, you know, the power tripping started happening. And, you know, once you playing with the guy's livelihood and shit like that, like we sitting there looking at like, all right, look, we got to make sure that we.
Anyway, that's a clip. One of the things is what I remember, ADS made a good point. One of the things that used to really irk me a little bit about Adam, at first it was a bit of a laughing thing and something of a comedic kind of a value to kind of add on a podcast. But after time, it started to feel like he was being real. When Adam would be on a show or like a No Jumper show or something, and they'll be doing they're doing their discussions or whatnot, there'd come a point where, I don't know, AD or House Phone or somebody will be talking about something, maybe a story that they've said 1,000 times on a podcast or a joke or something, right? And for some reason, he used to get really under Adam's skin, even though, for the most part, even myself included, I think someone always takes the piss out of me in my comments about my tendency to repeat the fucking chicken fingers story, the story about me fighting in the loafers. Like, it happens all the time. If you speak on camera often enough, you end up repeating the same stories because they're funny or because they, I don't know, they're an important part maybe of your history or something, whatever. You end up repeating stories. For some reason, Adam would get pissed off with it, and you'd always say the line, "This is bad podcasting." At the start, it felt like a joke. Then it started to turn into like he was kind of like thinly veiled scolding and reminding them of kind of who's boss, like a little microaggression. Hey, calm down, boy. Calm down. Relax, boy. Relax. And it kind of got a bit annoying. And after a period of time, he took it a step further by basically suggesting that the show wasn't maybe doing what it should be doing openly on air. When really you should be kind of taking your co-host to one side and saying, hey, you guys to step a bit. Because even AD, I think, would admit, towards the end of like his time at No Jumper, he was phoning it in a bit. I think he even said it himself on his podcast. He was phoning it in. He wasn't really trying. He wasn't coming in with hot takes. He wasn't trying to be entertaining because he was spending most of his energies on his own thing, right? The community stuff, which you can get. But if you're being employed by that guy, you should maybe kind of bring your A game and block not, whatever it may be. But I always thought that little thing that he did was really annoying. That little kind of reminder of like, this is that. But final point I want to make on this, you know what this made me realize? This whole drama with No Jumper and everyone leaving. T-Row leaving, Duno leaving, Smack leaving, Blasey leaving, House Phone leaving, Duno leaving, all these people leaving. What made me realize is this. I actually think this is one of the reasons why, even though girls, especially if you look at like hip-hop like tea room blogs, or vlogs like on Instagram. No, blogs on Instagram and YouTube channels, right? Tea channels. Sometimes they get a little bit like, it gives me a headache after a while because like, God almighty, man, girls can gossip every single day like about this nonsense stuff, making up these fan fictions about people. But in actuality, one of the really key things that women get, apart from being maturing really early on than guys, compared to guys, right? Girls mature really early and we have to kind of go through this kind of ape phase, like, figuring out stuff really, really dumb. One thing that girls realize really early is that everybody's talking behind your back. Girls are not naive to like people gossiping about them. They're not naive about their friends stabbing in the back. They're not naive about, politics in the workplace. Like, it's very rarely have I met a girl in a workplace who doesn't know how to navigate the complexities of it, especially if they're attractive or like there's a guy creeping on them. They just know how to like, like maneuver the politics to like fuck somebody over subtly without using violence and using their words. They're just very clocked on with it. What I'm realizing in this podcast age is it's in real time. Grown men are starting to like realize that other guys maybe don't have the best intentions, like, you know, for them, even if they're their friend. Like maybe your best friend might be the one stabbing you in your back. Whereas I feel like most girls have this thing. I won't say it's a fail-safe, but they have this like little thing in the back of their head where they're suspicious of everybody, right? Best friend, whatever. Everyone's a bit of suspicion. They're not taken surprised by anything. And I think that goes a really, really, really long way. Hey, sorry to tell.
What do you do when your friends show you that they don't care for the business in the way that you do? They are not truly invested.
No, of course, but that's where, like, I don't know, big up, sorry to tell. I don't know if you're talking about Adam 22 in general, in this situation, but if you are, I kind of get Adam 22's point of view. And again, he's his platform. If he wants to fire everybody and change direction, he can. But the point that everybody seems to have, and he doesn't seem to understand, is that he went about it horribly. And he's not taking any accountability for it. Like him, the way he fired Lush on camera was disgusting. The way he basically, you know, exposed House Phone and what he was getting up to back in the day was mad. Like all of that thing was really, really gross. And I think the thing that he didn't really understand was like his ability, like he has no ability or maybe doesn't care for like people's feelings. Like, I don't know, pull someone to one side. Like even the AD thing is a good example. I as a fan of AD, could see he wasn't really pulling his weight at the show anymore. Just turning up and kind of, you know, doing the bare minimum. He deserved, for everything that he's done, and him being your friend, he deserved, I think, an arm around the shoulder. Hey, can you come outside? Let's have a quick chat. And maybe talk about, like, what's going on. Like, which is kind of, in a way, like a warning. Like, hey, by the way, like, I'm not liking that you're not pulling up and that you're not really showing out too much of the show. Like, you need to step up, blah, 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 blah. Then if he doesn't, then of course let him go. But the way he put him in position to basically force him to go, how it kind of all went about, took him behind his back and stuff, it was just really, really gross. That lack of people skills, I don't understand. Which kind of goes back to another point I made another podcast or another stream, where I think to myself, like, a lot of these guys who are getting rich and successful from doing podcasting, who are basically just content creators. Like, essentially, if you're a content creator and you get very successful, you have a lot of eyes on you and you have a lot of clout on you. Naturally, people want to come and work for you. So then you just turn into a de facto boss of a network when you're not really a boss and you don't really have any idea on how to kind of manage people. So that's why I don't really understand why these guys and girls don't just hire somebody to manage the data of the network. You can still be the star that attracts all the talent and attracts the eyes to your platform or whatnot, but get someone to actually manage the day-to-day of like who gets scheduled in, who's doing what, making sure people turn up on time, you know, appraisals, KPIs, whatever. Have somebody actually managing it, because clearly these guys and girls are terrible business people when it comes to managing people. When it comes to managing themselves, cool. But when it comes to managing a group of people, rubbish. Their people skills are terrible. Like Joe Budden's a good example. Adam's a good example. Like absolutely terrible. But again, you know, maybe this lesson will be a lesson for everybody going forward on what they're doing, and hopefully they will be able to learn a big lesson from it. But I still don't think this whole thing means, yeah, exactly, like a producer. Basically, yeah, that's what I mean, and cheese food. But I don't know, in my head, from listening to podcasts, I feel like producers on shows are just producing the show. Like whether they're doing tech stuff, whether they're providing topics, but I don't feel like they're actually managing the business of the, do you understand what I mean? They're not managing the business of the podcast. They're not like making sure people turn up here, dealing with interpersonal kind of issues and whatnot. It's just more so they're producing the actual show, what you see on camera, but not actually managing the network, whatever that means. I really do think a lot more people need to do that, but I'm assuming they don't do it because it's going to cost money, innit? And one thing that always costs a lot in the business is definitely salaries. They definitely add up over time, so I can imagine that's why a lot of these YouTubers are like, you know what, I'll just do it on my own and kind of, you know, hope that I kind of get it right. Another person who also kind of raised problems, or kind of, you know, no, not raised problems, but basically explained why they decided to leave is DOKNOW. DOKNOW had a very astute and I thought reasonable reason as to why he decided to leave No Jumper, off the back of what happened with Adam, or what happened with Adam 22 with AD and Lush and House Phone and whatnot. But this is DOKNOW's reasoning for it, which makes a lot of sense if you were plugged in around the time this was going on.
Thing happened with American Tolo, and I was going through some things, and I asked him to take a video down. And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. And I was like, hey, fool, do me the paro, bada bing, bada boom. And he was like, no. And I don't gotta explain too much about what was going on, but you know what I mean? It was just like, hey, fool, like I'm asking you for a favor, and why you're not doing me that favor? He's like, it's content, no. And I was like, okay. So at that point and moment, I understood it was a business, and all my other feelings went slowly out the door when it came to me holding it down, me being there. And no, and I'm not talking like when I say all those feelings, I mean emotionally wise. Business wise, I was still locked in, but emotionally wise, I understood.
And he's got every reason to say that, because if you were plugged in around that time, you would have known that DOKNOW was going through hell. The Mexican community in LA were cooking him. And if you remember, I think the reason why was like Tiger, I think might be half. Isn't Tiger half Mexican, or is he half Asian? I forgot which one he is, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Tiger made a video for a song that he has called "Ay Caramba," and in a video, it was basically him doing loads of like what you could be described as Latino or Mexican sort of stereotypes, right? Kind of poking fun at it. Me personally, I didn't have an issue with it, but again, I'm not from that community, so maybe there is some annoying stuff about it. But those are little kind of archetypes and stereotypes he was kind of running through in the video, and a lot of the Mexican community got really annoyed. Oh, he's half Asian. Okay, cool, my bad. I thought he's half Mexican. No, half Mexican guy is the R&B singer, right? What's his fucking name? Is he? Am I making it up? What's the R&B singer's name? He's the one that's half Mexican. Or am I making it up? What's his fucking name, man? Curly hair. He only had really one good album. Fuck. Kid Cudi's half Mexican, really? Fuck off. No, Bruno. It doesn't matter. Bruno Mars. You will say Bruno Mars. Somebody's gonna say Brendan Schaub in a minute. Brendan Schaub's half Mexican. Right, you're gonna say that Shaffir there for the coin and the glory. Oh, I fucking love it. What was I gonna say? Oh, sorry to tell. Big up.
I think they are great at identifying talent, but horrible at managing it.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry to tell. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it a bit more. Maybe I'm confusing the whole point of a influencer or content creator led network or even channel, right? Because maybe the reason why they do it is just to get people on and to kind of increase their clout. Because something that I just realized now, just thinking about it, if you're a famous YouTuber or content creator and you make a network, if 2 people blow up because of working with you, that makes you look better. Like, that makes you look good. Even though you may be secretly hate it, you may be sabotaging behind the scenes, if they actually become multi-millionaires in their own regard and rich and famous and shit, that makes you look good. So that increases your ability to attract more eyes onto you, more ads, more sponsors, more opportunities. So maybe even if the network doesn't last and it kind of just has a quick 1-year run, that 1-year run is better because it kind of shows people that you can do that kind of part of the job. But for me personally, I just feel like, I don't know, if I reached a point where I had a network, I kind of would have one eye of like stepping away from the camera. If that means that, I also want to step away from the scene. So I want someone just to manage it. I wouldn't want to be around that stuff all the time. But again, who knows? But anyway, going back to this DOKNOW stuff. So Tiger films this video called Ay Caramba. Loads of Mexican and Latino stereotypes in it. The Mexican community goes crazy. DOKNOW, for whatever reason, decides to defend the video, play centrist or something along those kind of lines. But basically, he didn't look good. In their eyes, he kind of looked like a coconut. Like he was basically, you know, excusing Tiger for coming in and disrespecting their culture. And I guess from listening to No Jumper and absorbing some LA content, Mexicans don't play when it comes to their culture, don't play when it comes to their traditions, and don't play when it comes to where they're from and what they're about. They don't play. So clearly they went crazy. They hounded him out. This one guy called American Cholo, who's got quite big, you know, in that sort of space, was calling him out. He's an older dude, and basically with DOKNOW being younger and not being the, you know, the most well-spoken guy, he was obviously getting a bit annoyed by it and kind of putting his foot in his mouth. And then in the end, what happened? Oh, in the end, I think a video went up of American Cholo saying some suspect things, like dropping some racial slurs, but I guess it was taken out of context. but they made it basically look like, oh, you're raging against Tiger, but you're actually racist in your own way. And then there came this whole conversation around Mexicans actually being racist. I don't know, loads of racial gang, whatever stuff going on at the time. It was hot for Duno. So the video's up on No Jumper's account, and Duno, because he's fucking sinking out here, he's getting all this pressure. He goes to Adam and says, "Hey, can you take the video down and help me out?" Just as like a mark of respect, so that I can let them know, hey, I got it taken down. I meant no disrespect. And Adam says, nah, this is content, bro. It's a content game. I don't care if you die out here. We got to get these content up. We got to get his numbers up. And for me, as a fan, I have to be honest, that and the Kelpie situation, when No Jumper released the video of Kelpie getting fucking beaten up by suspects on live on air, that's when I knew this place is changing. And again, I've been a fan of No Jumper since the Robesman era, right? If you know about Robesman, Rope Gang in the old store with the one flipping iPhone, where they the first time they interviewed Exotentation, I was a fan of No Jumper from time ago. So I've always known Adam to be a piece of shit, but I kind of, put it to one side because I love the interviews. But when I saw them release the Kelpie video, and when I saw them, not basically help out Duno in this situation, I knew this place has changed, man. It's become one of those kind of like, Daily Mail, BuzzFeedy, any click will do. It doesn't matter if we chat shit, doesn't matter if we promote the nonsense. And essentially, with him, Adam22 basically saying, oh, I look up to Vlad, and Vlad being the king of like, content is content, I knew it was going to go bad for him. But I also have sympathy for Duno, because in that situation, even AD was saying at the time that Duno was scared for his life. Like, it was really up for Duno. Like, it was getting sticky. The community were coming after him. They were questioning his Mexican, heritage. They were questioning really who he's basically, respecting and backing up. And it got really sticky for him. And Adam said, nah. So that was definitely, for me, I thought, an inflection point. So you can only imagine what that must have felt like if you're Duno and you're actually in the situation. So he's obviously saying there that, he was still being professional, but emotionally he was checked out because he knew those guys didn't have his back, especially in a moment of need. So it kind of is what it is, isn't it? What can you do in that regard? Okay, cool. Yeah, Mexicans don't play. Exactly. Anyway, no, I don't have an issue with suspect beating up Kelpie in that encounter. It's heated. Kelpie said something the suspect didn't like. Suspect said, "Say that again." Like, and if you don't want to fight someone, you're scared. You want to, conflict resolution. You want to make sure you kind of temper them. Yeah, I didn't mean. I'm sorry. But Kelpie matched his energy, and he kind of got what was coming to him. It kind of is what it is. Just unfortunately, it got recorded. But if you're a media organization, if you want to get people to come in and interview, if you want to make sure you can promote it being a safe space, having one of your hosts beating the brakes off of another guest is insane to release it. Insane. Now, it could be one of those things that it becomes like a bit of an urban legend. It's a bit of a rumor that everyone kind of knows about. Maybe people pass the video around behind the scenes. But to put it out on YouTube, like on Twitter and shit, just for the views is insane. And I would guess, honestly, I would bet any amount of money. Them releasing that video had a lot of negative implications on their inability to get big guests. For sure. Like, that video being put out was in one way good for their network because it brought eyes. It got suspect a deal, right, at No Jumper because he was a bit of a periphery figure. Then as soon as he got that, Adam decided to put his arm around him and stuff. He was a new AD, and now he's got a fucking 6-figure contract according to him. So big up Almighty Suspect. I like that guy, even though a lot of people don't like him. But let's be real. That did a lot of damage reputationally for the business, man. You can't be having the guest being fucking pummeled in his chair. Like, what is going on here? Where is this? Isn't this meant to be a place of work? Like, guests are coming here and having some conflicts and back and forth with somebody, especially hip hop. People argue all the time. So now people are thinking, what? If I bring my client here, you're going to beat him up because he disagrees with you, that you think his album shit. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, yeah, so I think that caused a lot of issues personally for me. But hey, what can you do? Next, I want to talk about this. So, what I'm really interested to see what happens next going forward because, AD and all those guys leaving, AD, T-Rail, Duno, Smack, Blasey, House Phone, was bound to happen. They're all way too talented. They all have their own little, communities around them. Not even little. Fucking, look what Community and Fit Community did with their selling out of those two shows. I think it's like a 500 capacity flipping place. And let me tell you, selling a ticket is difficult. To sell 2 dates back to back 500 is fucking insane. So clearly, they were always going to go, in my opinion. Maybe it wasn't always going to be on bad terms, but I felt like they always had, you know, a bit, they always had like a higher ceiling. My issue, I think, is here, I'm questioning here, because it ended so badly, and because Adam 22 made a big deal about buying or having this new space, a new No Jumper head office, be this content factory, this content farm. What happens now if you don't have those stars? Because of the reason why you imagine he bought that place was so that he could do all those shows that they were doing all under one roof. At the end of the day, Shark Tank, No Jumper show, the live streams, maybe some music stuff, maybe some game stuff, listening to your tunes. And maybe any other new idea that would come up would be all hosted there. And that's the reason why he bought that. So those strong characters that he kind of was getting annoyed at towards the end, and he felt like they were taking over his network. That's why he bought the office. So I looked online and I was like, oh my God, bro, how is he gonna keep the lights on this place? Because he already said that a lot of the podcasts that left, those guys actually weren't making any money. All right, I doubt that, but let's believe what he said. If that's the case, how are you keeping the lights on with people who don't generate as much views as the people that left? What happens there? So this is a tour of the No Jumper new $5 million office, and it looks bloody impressive. But now without those big voices, what happens now?
Here we are, the new space. Checking it out. First time I've seen it since I started working on it. So we have this whole space here that we're still just kind of getting going on. And this is probably the most ambitious construction we've done on the whole thing.
It looks amazing, doesn't it?
Walls. We're gonna have studios right here on the left. We got a nice little space over here, fully insulated, sound-wise.
Looks really cool.
And then this is going to be the set where we actually do most of the weekly live podcasts. All the different shows at the end of the day, No Jumper Show, etc. will be right here.
Where you put the wall? Oh, this is so sick, man.
R.I.P. Terrell from the flipping No Jumper Show, man. Damn, it's gonna be hard. To be fair, I'm one of those kind of guys. I think I did unsubscribe from the channel. I'm not going to lie. I think I joined everybody in the Reddit. Yeah, see, I unsubscribed. I joined everybody for the Reddit. I'm still gonna see it on my flip. It doesn't matter really. It's just flipping, you know. It's just flipping. What's the thing called? It's just performative. But damn, it's gonna be hard watching these clips and not seeing these guys' faces, isn't it? Damn, man.
This is so sick, dog.
Check this room out first.
They put this shit up here like a painting.
No, but we gotta fucking do something so it doesn't keep getting written on, because otherwise it's all gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna keep doing it.
Fire. This is the streaming setup.
Fire.
Post up here, stream. We're gonna put all the shit in the background so it looks cool.
Where your pole at? Yeah.
You can go record a verse for Honey Cocaine while I'm here on stream reacting to Flacco sucking a dick or whatever.
Yeah, that's fire.
That's just
Beautiful, dog.
Hey, yo, this back is crazy, yo. I got this picture in my room, you feel me? That's above my bed.
Yeah, the stripper pole for the Patreons. But realistically, how many of these girls are coordinated enough to actually get on the stripper pole?
I ain't gonna lie, they gonna do it.
If they fall, it's even
They'll
better.
try. They do it. They gonna insure it. You gotta be insured by survival.
It's on wheels? Oh no, it's just.
Beautiful, dog. First of all, look, get rid of that white couch, man.
Look at this shit. Why the fuck did they bring this shit back, man? Adam did so much shit on there.
It's an ancient No Jumper relic.
You got that nasty ass couch here, man?
Oh, the white one?
That one, bro, how many times you been fucked on that couch?
Couple.
Oh, yes, this is nice.
Oh, yeah, this is all.
What the fuck is this? This is ridiculous, dog.
Mommy, that's a ruler around here.
Come on.
That's right.
Dog. This is crazy,
Good
bro.
shit. Look at Laura all the way over there.
I thought that was just it.
Look at them walking around like they own the place. No, they're actually walking around like they're part of a company. They're helping to build this up with the owner. And then towards the end, Adam treated them like they didn't really matter. That's what I don't understand about these guys. They use them or they work together, they build something amazing, but then towards the end, they kind of act like it wasn't really that big of a deal. No, it was. You were showing the place around to them when it wasn't finished and getting their input because you trusted their opinion, because they played an instrumental part in getting you here. But then suddenly they get there and it changes. So weird, man. People, wow, we're building.
And then they brought me to this shit. First of all, who the fuck? Oh, who the fuck? How the fuck you get the sickest office in here, dog? Bro, I'm finna sit in his shit. He got me fucked up. So now, when we streaming, I can't even holler at you, dog. Come up in here, man. Come on, dog. I need a desk in this motherfucker. I'm gonna put my desk right here.
We got you. You coming to Harley's.
Oh, coming to y'all shit?
Yeah.
I'm coming to y'all shit. Nah, fuck with y'all.
We gatekeeping this one. We gatekeeping.
Oh, they put a little cage up. Okay, you got Jason over there fake working. You know what I'm saying? Then they got his homies over here. They fake working with him. Look. Hey, bullshit. You got Gina and Vasai over here with no lights on. You know they ain't doing shit. You know, let's go. Okay, we got a new refrigerator.
This porn finally amounted to something, man.
Yeah,
Look at this. All my porn money has bought us a cardboard box full of chips.
Anyway, office looks amazing. I just want to know how they're going to pay for this going forward if they don't have the talent that they used to have. But one thing that made me just think just now, a lot of these guys look like they want to try and produce their own little bar stool, right? It looks like it. And I said before, like, what is it about Dave Portnoy? Because I like the guy, right? But he's clearly has unlikable traits about him. And the people that don't like him have good reason not to like him. And he's a very, like, you know, his personality is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit marmitey. Either you like it or you don't. How is Dave Portnoy, I can't even pronounce his name. How is Dave Portnoy able to run Barstool Sports without having, I know he has drama and people do leave, don't get me wrong. But how's he able to be so successful with Barstool Sports and these guys can't do it? Even though Dave Portnoy is like, you know, people could maybe not like him as much as they don't like Joe Budden or don't like Adam 22. Like, what is it about Dave Portnoy as a personality? Is it just maybe he's able just to get on with the business? Is it the fact that he's probably more of an entrepreneur first than he is of like a social media guy? Because I look at Adam 22 and Joe Budden the same way. They're probably more social media type people than they are businessmen. Whereas I think Dave Portnoy could legitimately be out in the streets selling like with a fruit and vegetable stand and he'd sell. Do you know what I mean? Whereas those guys are just like, you know, they smashed it in their lanes of content, but they're not really business guys. So maybe that's why he can maybe turn it off. I'm not really too sure, but Portnoy seems to be able to really do it. What we saying? Yeah, see, even I am Sensei, same thing. Dave does well in business because business is business. Adam is not a businessman. Yeah, basically, that's it. You basically summed up really well there, to be fair. Netrunner said, I think he kept plugging it and mentioned it. Yeah, I think that's probably why. He's just a businessman straight up in it. It kind of is what it is. Dave Portnoy has a great team behind him. He's more of an image. But exactly, that's what I mean, Queso Moses. That is actually the gene. That's what they should all be doing. Dave Portnoy is kind of the figurehead. He gets the hype, the clout and stuff. But then he has actual people behind him, like an actual CEO, an actual CTO, CFO, managers, you know, HR, all that stuff that can manage the day-to-day, and he can just like be the figurehead. Whereas these guys, they for some reason, it's this weird like control and thing, and like they don't do everything. It's like, bruv, you can't do everything. You can't do everything, clearly. You struggle to do the things you're doing now. Like, it doesn't make any sense for the most part. But again, hey, what do I know? Moving on. What we gonna talk about here? Oh yeah, let's do our daily or sometimes weekly check-in on the Comedy Mothership. Let's check in on the Comedy Mothership. Do they follow Brendan and Bryan Callen? Anyway. So this is our section where we're going to check the Comedy Mothership to see if they are following the illustrious Brendan Schaub and the effervescent Rinks himself, Bryan Callen. At the last time of checking, I think last time I did a stream, I think it might have been the Comedy Mothership may have been following 124 people, I think. Now it's going up to 138. So it looks like every week as they keep doing more shows, as they keep selling out, because I'm seeing they're selling out blood. Joe Rogan's going to make fucking bank on this comedy club. Number one, because me, myself, a person that's very critical of comedy specials and thinks a lot of these guys aren't funny, I'm thinking of buying a ticket to go to flipping Austin to go see this place. So if I'm doing it, being a hater, imagine the fans who actually love these guys and get tattoos of Rogan and are always, you know, in the comments like sucking his dick. They're going to be there all the time. So Joe Rogan's going to make absolute bank on this club. Unless, obviously, comedy clubs cost a lot more to run than I'm thinking in my head, and the operating costs just make it impossible to make money. I don't really know, but I have a feeling Joe Rogan's gonna make sweet money. sweet money because his connections, his clout, his fame is gonna get people there all the time anyway. And plus, he has a real eye for he's a real comedy snob. So he likes what he likes. He'll bring a lot of people in that aren't maybe as well known. They'll probably become super famous by doing a show there. You'll have specials filmed there. You probably take a cut from. It's gonna be fucking insane. But anyway, they got 130 people they're following now. Let's see if Brendan Schaub or Bryan Callen are part of the illustrious 138 chosen few. Joe Rogan says there's only 1,000 of them and we should thank them, right? 1,000 real comics. But I think there's, in actuality, there's only 138 that matter because the Comedy Mothership has turned into the new Comedy Store now. Forget getting past at the Comedy Store. That's old news because who cares? You can get a fucking YouTube special put up, you put numbers up and then suddenly everyone's booking anyway. Who gives a shit? The real litmus test of whether or not you're popping in this scene, did Joe Rogan book you at his comedy club? Are you in that kind of hallowed circle? Have you appeared on Rogan recently? Did you get invited to the Comedy Mothership? Did you do a Kill Tony? All these things are really important in order for you to figure out, hey, am I where I need to be in comedy? Should I just give up or should I just chill? Do you need to know right now? We're going to scroll down and see if they're there. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. People in the net run say exactly same as booking at the Berghain. Exactly. The Berghain validates you because I'd imagine. Yeah. Oh, good point, net runner. What the Berghain does actually now is that the Berghain has now become king and queen maker nowadays because of the Brexit and because of how the world is at the moment. I feel like the booking at Berghain's become a lot more grassroots. They're now picking people who aren't that big. Like this one girl who before I checked her out on Instagram. I think before I saw her booked on Berghain, I checked her thing and she was maybe followed by 1,000 people on Instagram, which again, doesn't really matter. But in this social media age, followers are kind of currency in terms of showing you how big you are. And some artists can kind of leverage that to get them more bookings. Anyway, Berghain booked this person, DJ Maria, and she had 1,000 followers. So clearly they're plugging in and trying to become hey, we're going to identify talent and put them up on here too. And then after she finished playing at Berghain, I think she had 10,000 followers. It kind of jumped up, past 9 or something, which is absolutely incredible, amazing. I think that's what might happen at the Comedy Mothership. That might happen there as well. The Comedy Mothership may end up being a place where they end up highlighting people that are not well known, giving them stage time, and then basically being responsible for their blow up, which will only add to the hype and to the luster and thirst to be on this illustrious list of followers on their Instagram account. So let's do this. Let's check and see if they're on there. Control F. Let's see. Brendan Schaub. Let's just do Brendan. Not there. Oof. It's got hurt. Bryan Callen. Is he there? Oof. Not there. Chris D'Elia. Of course, not there. Theo Vaughn. Of course, he's there. ERIK Griffin. Of course, he's not there. Bobby Lee. Of course, he's there. And who else? Oh, let's look at this. This is an interesting one. Sam Tripoli. No, Sam Tripoli. Oh, interesting. Okay, Sam Morrell, Sam Lopez, Sam Talent, Sam J Comic. Wow, okay. Am I the only person, whenever I see the name J, the first thing I think of is Sarah J. Now, if you're going to lie and say you don't know who this person is, I want you to leave my chat. But the first time, anytime I see J, ever, the first thing I think about is Sarah J. If you know, you know. But yeah, big up. Hey, Angel Reagan.
Random show on Sunday is a good day. Thanks, Saz.
Oh, no, big up Angel Reagan. Thank you to you. Thank you for the 2345. I appreciate you so much. I just clocked this 2345. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Angel Reagan. I appreciate you. Why not do one on Sunday? Especially, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm so transparent. And people keep, on this flipping stream all the time, keep accusing me of being on meth all the time. I'm just really excited and hype. This is the issue. This is the thing you need to think about with me, right? Meditate on this. And that's why I'm really kind of understanding of why some people don't want to talk to me in real life. And maybe, I've had a few friendship breakups. People be like, you know what? You're a bit too much. I'm like this on green juice and coffee. Just imagine what I must be like on MDMA, on ketamine, on cocaine, on ecstasy, on I don't know whatever else people take when they go out. Just imagine what I'm like on a night out. If you think this is it, if you think this is too much, just imagine with me with alcohol in my system. Like I can't. That's why, you know, as good as it's been to do these streams, it's also been a little bit like I feel a little bit like disgusted at myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I was going so hard outside, it was affecting loads of stuff. Like I couldn't stream on time. I'd be scheduling live streams and not turning up and stuff, and just being a little bit of a loser. But now that I'm not doing it, suddenly look at it. I've got time now. I can do things. I can go to the gym. I can go to work. I can do, you know, it's like, God damn it, man. But yeah, Eddie D, I did search for him. I did search for him. Look, I did Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli. He's not there. Or just Sam. He's not on there. Oh, let's do tin foil. Okay, sorry, tin foil. Is he on it? Is he on the tin foil? Yeah, he's not there either. Let's do tin. No, he's not there. He's not there. He's not there. Anyways, they're not being followed on there, but it makes a lot of sense though. But come on, it makes a lot of sense. Blood clot. Look at this. Fucking Pete Davidson was there. Just the other day they had fucking Dave Chappelle, and now they have arguably, again, you may not like his comedy, but he might be one of the most famous comedians out there just because of his dating history and because of his profile and because of his fame on fucking Saturday Night Live. This is a big deal, and he just casually pulled up and performed. Of course, Brendan and Bryan Callen aren't going to be performing there. They can't be the same room as fucking Pete Davidson. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Like Pete Davidson, what's his name? The Paulie Shaw, Joe Rogan. The pictures are nice though. I like the pictures. The pictures are really nice. Shane Gillis, Tony Hinchcliffe, the roast guy. What's his name again? What's his name? I've got his name. David Lucas. Actually, this is a funny one. Derek Poston. Do you remember him? This was the guy that used to write for basically Brendan Schaub. There was a famous clip of the King of the Sting where Chin doesn't know how to control the screens, right? What did Ariel call him? The guy in the back with the papers, or the guy in the back with the fucking screens or whatever. Chin didn't know how to switch the screens properly, and one time he switched the screen and it showed a script. Yes, you heard that right. The King of the Sting was scripted. I don't know why these guys are so redacted. They can't show off the hit, but they had jokes already formulated, like structures of jokes they kind of had on screen. And he used to help write for them. So it's funny that he now has kind of technically surpassed Brendan in his kind of comedic journey. Because I don't know if it's true, but I heard on the Reddit that they said he's going to get a Netflix special. Maybe he's lying, who knows. But at least he's performing at the fucking Comedy Mothership, and he's clearly followed by them also, which is flipping hilarious. You got the other guy too. Oh, this is another guy. What's his name? What's this guy's name? Eshan Jamad. He's also part of the former Brendan Schaub writing community. Him and Derek used to write together. I think there's actually a clip from the You Be Surprised where Brendan did a really good video, I think, where he kind of followed him around as he's kind of preparing for the show, to film his special. And it showed Derek Poston and this guy in Brendan Schaub's house writing and going over jokes. Back when Brendan cared about actually being good, like he actually employed writers. Now it's just, you know, he has this idea that people think he's Chris Rock or some shit, which is weird. I don't know who this guy is. Dylan Russell, don't know. And then a few other people here too. So this is the other people performing in the other room, right? We had 3 sold out shows last night and a couple of huge guests getting up on stage for the first time. And this is, I think, the other room they have on there. And again, many people here. Jeffrey Berner, Adam Lucky, Mitch Burrow, Dave W. Comedy, and A. Chris Connor. And again, all these people, I haven't seen them on podcast. So they're clearly like actual stand-ups, actual comedians who maybe have a small social media presence. But still, this obviously shows you that whoever's booking that place knows what they're doing. It's not like let's get only guests on the Joe Rogan show. No, it's his friends, but also legit comics are getting up on this. This is going to end up being an actual mecca. That's why I can't wait to go. I'm legitimately like thinking of going, like honestly going to Austin. It's going to cost a lot of money. I think flights to go there are like 500 fucking quid, but I may actually decide to go there, you know, make some content around it, maybe do a little vlog and shit. I think that'd be really interesting to go do, but I'm really curious to go and see what it's like because it looks lovely. And if Joe Rogan's as much of a comedy snob as I think he is, and we kind of share that similar thing where I'm obsessed with like dance music and clubs and stuff. and I go to them a lot, and I really overanalyze things. Right, I'm looking at the cues, how they organize the sound system, who's getting booked, the design of the layout, the AV stuff, like stuff that regular people don't give a fuck about. But I also know that when I eventually open my own club, that was going to help, to kind of make my club amazing, because I'm going to have all these things that I've kind of learned and seen from places that I liked and didn't like, and I'm going to apply them from my place. And I think Rogan did the same thing here. So I think this is probably the best version of a club you're going to see out there, because Rogan's taken all the good stuff he liked and all the bad stuff he dismissed. And obviously with the money he has, you can legitimately afford to do anything. You know what I mean? You can legitimately afford to do anything. So let's just check out a story and see him perform there. Joe Rogan, another Joe Rogan and Friends happening here. I love this flipping thing in that thing, which looking up at UFO. I think that's pretty cool. That little alien sculpture thing. People walking in.
I can't get some power. I can do but I can't get to my power. You know what I mean? So you do that. Don't try to.
I like the other room. I think I may like the other room better. The fact that it's kind of covered in curtains. And it has these really nice lounge bar things, these lounge seats things, those U seats. I always fucking love them. Yeah, it looks really cozy. And it's really small, low ceilings, kinda-ish, dimly lit. Me like it. A good black table to rack up your lines on. Me like.
Just hold him there, and he would be like, this guy's way stronger.
Are they arm wrestling? Of course.
When I hold him and you're trying.
Of course, in a Joe Rogan comedy club, one thing you're going to expect all the men to be doing, talking about digs, talking about how many chicks they fucked, and of course, arm wrestling. For sure, there's going to be some guys that are going to be in there waiting for the thing to perform, and they're going to be grappling. They're going to be practicing jiu-jitsu on themselves. They're going to be doing kickboxing and shit. Of course, Joe Rogan fans will be at a comedy club waiting for a performance. Arm wrestling. Redacted.
Because you're trying.
Y'all ready to have some fun tonight? Yeah. Hey man, we bringing your first comic to the stage right now. Make it loud for Mr. Hassan Ahmad.
Yeah, yeah, of course, Megan. I got you, man. We can hire out one of those vans that Bert likes to talk about. What do you guys have? What are they called? Sprinter vans, right? Is it sprinters? You call them sprinters or whatever. Those fucking vans, those big silver ones. We can hire one of those ones, like go on a road trip. La la la. I don't have a license though, but it doesn't matter. La 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 la. We're going to the comedy mothership. La 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 la. Oh, my computer! Fuck. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's take the sound off. Let's go through who's performed there. Tony Hinchcliffe was there. David Lucas was there. He's always wearing flannel shirts, isn't it? Is that like a fat guy thing? I don't know. Who knows? We continue on. We got Joe Rogan coming out in the main room. Oh, look at that. It looks so cool. I want to go so badly. We got, obviously, who's queer free? Queer. Who's that? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We continue. Casey Rocket. I don't know who that is, but big up them. We move on. Another person here. You got Derek Poston there. Look at him. He's got his Brendan Schaub outfit on, isn't it? Eh? Jordan's like. Are there many comedians that do that are not sneakerheads? That's probably the one thing I would do if I did stand up comedy. Like that's why I probably like John Mulaney. He treats like a fucking 9 to 5. It's a fucking job. You know what I mean? He's like, he got his little Mad Men suit on, right? Probably got a little baggie in his pocket, but he comes up dressed to the nines. He looks fucking presentable. All these fucking comics are fucking all like sneakerheads. Surely there must be one stand-up comedian that doesn't like sneakers, that likes to wear sandals, right? Not toe holds, but sandals. Or maybe likes to, I don't know, whatever. Like, why do they all have this fucking outfit on? Plaid shirt, skinny type jeans, Jordans. Anyway. Yeah, exactly, I am Sin. That's why I like him. We continue. I love this. That's really cool. The double room thing with the 2 screens. I think that's fucking awesome. I'm a big fan. Derek Poston bringing up the David Lucas. Oh, so you get to do the both rooms. That's pretty nice. You get to do the little big boy or whatever, the fat man, the 2 rooms. I quite like them on the same day. Me like it. Yeah, I want to go, man. I want to go. I want to check out Austin, see what it's like. Oh, you know what I want to? You know, I also want to go Austin. Is Austin the place where all the videos are filming people fighting on the street? Is that Austin or is that Dallas? Where is that? Which one is it? It's a street where, for some reason, everyone leaves the bars and it just turns into the fucking UFC, like an open air UFC. Everyone just starts fighting and shit. And girls and people harass girls and ask them questions. So, if you're going on a first date, who should pay? Like all that sort of shit. Is it? Oh, it's Austin. Yeah, yes. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll get into a street fight in my loafers again on 6th Street, and then I'll go to the fucking Joe Rogan comedy mothership. That'd be fucking awesome, innit? I'll get beaten up, but I'll also have some laughs. Result. Moving on, nice. Because I have a feeling, because in the UK, we have this thing, this is really bad, right? But in the UK, we have this thing where if you get into a fight with somebody in the street and you happen to be black and the person unfortunately is white, usually you think you can fuck them up. Because you just assume, yeah, he's white, he doesn't know how to fight. But I have a feeling in America it's different. Like the white guys over there either have a gun or they can fuck you up. So, you know, going to a place like Austin, like, those guys, they don't make, you know what I mean? I can imagine those guys, like, you know what I mean, with that wear sandals and flipping shorts and cowboy hats. They don't fuck around. So that would be absolutely hilarious. I'd love that as a story, though. Come back on my street fight story. But yeah, cool, man. You see the flings, you see the things. Also, let's go. Joe Rogan out. Oh, okay. Closing out the fat man. I wonder if Joe Rogan, do you reckon Joe Rogan will do the small room himself or wait one day or not? Maybe he will. Who knows? Let's continue. Queer Friday. Yes, big up my guy Wolfgang. Nice to see you, brother. Derek Poston here. Okay, this is the Case Rocket post. Okay, I don't know who that is. Let's continue on. Nice look at the outside again. Screens. David Lucas. Yeah, David Lucas is on there a lot, isn't it? David Lucas is definitely one of the boyfriends. Raw. Credit to him. I don't find the guy incredibly funny. I don't think he's roasted that good either on Kill Tony. Maybe I'm in the minority, but well done to him, man. Like he's gone from being like, again, like a Kill Tony guy to being like, you know, in his own right, a legit comic. Like, well done to him. Well done. Oh, really? He's from a rich family. Of course he is. Of course he is. To be fair, I'm gonna put it out there because I think I'm a big defender of flipping. I'm gonna be the defender of Fred again and Peggy Goo in terms of DJs. Unpopular opinion. I don't care about the whole rich person discourse in the arts. It's happened since, you know, since its fucking inception. I don't have an issue with it. The issue I have with it is when media publications and the artists themselves try to tell a story that isn't real. Of this, like, pulling myself up by my bootstraps, got it from the mud, broke, poverty-stricken, working class sort of nonsense, like cosplay stuff. I don't have time for that. If you're rich and that afforded you the luxury to try different things at an age where most people have to get a real job, that's a privilege. That's amazing. That's a gift. You should be proud of that. Amazing. Talk about it. Boast about it. But don't lie and say that you're from the working class when you're not. Or you say middle class when your kid grow up wealthy. Like, that's not needed. Just like, you know, because at the end of the day, I think still in the arts, no amount of flipping payola, no amount of daddy's money can really get you to sell tickets. Can really get people to fuck with you for the real way. Like, in the end, you'll get found out. So lying and obfuscating the truth doesn't really help you out in the long run. But I just hate the spinning of the tale of like, oh, I was suffering, I was here. It's like, no, you weren't, brother. Come on. Stop lying here. But hey, what do I know? And then I wanted to quickly talk about this and see, where is it? I've got a video up on here. No, let's just move. Oh, I was going to talk about. So, we have to wish my guy, or our guy, Brendan Schaub, a happy birthday. It was his birthday the other day, wasn't it, right? So, big up Brendan Schaub, 40 years old. It's a big milestone in most people's, you know, life and whatnot. And considering everything this guy's been through, I think it'll be a good time to celebrate the guy and just say, you know what? You may be a bit of a redact. You may have disappointed people, myself included, being a former fan, and you are really, really annoying and maybe a closet narcissist or maybe a full-blown narcissist. But on this day, your special day, we're going to celebrate it. We're going to say happy birthday to Brendan Schaub. Okay? So everybody in the comments, everybody in the chat, join along with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Brendan. Happy birthday to you. That was my impression of Chin, by the way. Crying, singing. Okay? That was my tribute. That was my cosplay as Brendan. Singing happy birthday to be Schaub. But yeah, big up him. It's his birthday. We love to see it. Big up the big B Schaub. And he decided to post something regarding his big special day. He has some very profound thoughts regarding his special day and how life is basically looking for him going forward. I'm going to play for you in a minute. Let me just reload the chat on the screen here because it kind of unloaded. Let's go again here. This is Brendan Schaub kind of telling us his feelings and how it feels to be 40 now. The big 4-0. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what the big man has to say.
It's a little B-Day Saturday, actually. Woke up at 5. We got 15 miles in this morning. Headed back now. Watch the fights with the fam. Probably go to the fish store. Might get into some saltwater tank action. And then maybe go to Cinnabon. I don't know if I have time. I see all the love, all the texts, B-Day love. Love you guys. That's it. Boy's getting old. Boy's getting older. I probably got about 8 solid years left. Name the biggest grandpa you know with full sleeve tattoos and cauliflower. Played tackle football since he was 6. Found the UFC and then just stand up. Yeah. Well, not sad at all.
So, interesting video, right? Breathing heavily after a 15-mile bike ride, allegedly, on an e-bike is hilarious. I don't know if any of you guys have used e-bikes, but we have, I'm sure most metropolitan cities have this. The flipping free e-bikes that you get. Not free, but the ones that you can basically pay for by the hour or whatnot. And those ones aren't that great. But if those ones aren't that great, but they're still incredibly easy to use, very fast, they get from A to B super quickly, and you have to use much of your actual cardio to get them going, I can only imagine how amazing actual e-bikes are. Like the ones that you buy, like the mountain bike ones, like the actual sick ones. They must be like fucking mopeds. So the fact that he's breathing heavily, riding an e-bike on a trail for 15 miles is hilarious, especially when you consider how much distance you can cover on a e-bike. It legitimately makes me laugh. That's so Brendan to be like, you know, pretending he's out of breath riding an e-bike. It's like, what? It's basically a legal anyway, whatever. Cool. But it's funny just in terms of figuratively looking at it, him turning 40, and the fact that he's now doing this video in a way to kind of look like he's being philosophical, like he's trying to kind of, you know, take some stock of his life and how things have kind of transpired over time and whatnot, and doing what, you know, what a lot of guys like to do, like what I do mostly on my birthday, because I hate celebrating my birthday. I've always have. Maybe there's some traumas there, but for the most part, the most thing I do is I maybe rack up a couple of lines and have a glass of whiskey. That's it. And I just kind of keep it moving. But I have no, you know, idea or no need to be like, you know, having a meal with people. Or I don't care. Leave me alone. But there is this sort of like idealistic idea of having your birthday where you literally pour yourself a glass of champagne and you just toss yourself like, here's to another year, I made it, and keep it kind of moving. So he's basically trying to do the same sort of thing, right? But obviously he's doing it only because his number one choice got, you know, scrapped last minute. So he wanted to, the thing that he wanted to do was he wanted to go to Joe Rogan's and do a fight companion, right? But that didn't work out because Jamie allegedly, young Jamie, allegedly has some golfing that suddenly turned up and they couldn't do it no more. My theory is that Rogan realized it was coming up and was like, oh, he couldn't be bothered. And now the comedy club is popping. He'd much rather spend every time, because again, Rogan's very regimented, the same way that I am in terms of like, you know, we like to do our things the way we like to do our things, but also the things that we like to do, we double down on them. So I'm sure now Rogan, if he's not doing jiu-jitsu, if he's not working out, if he's not recording a podcast, not with his family, he's in that club. Like there's only certain places that you can find Rogan, or maybe archery place, wherever it may be. So he's probably spending every free time that he has in his comedy club, because why wouldn't you? You've got your own fucking comedy club. So I think he realized, he was like, oh shit, I agreed to this shit before the comedy club was open. Now it's open, I don't want to do it anymore. And he basically laid the blame on Jamie. So then the fight companion could happen, because if you remember the video clip of it, right? I may actually insert it later when I upload the clip on here. But the video clip of it, Brendan is super enthusiastic because I think he's like, oh, it's my birthday. And Rogan's like, oh, that's a shame. He's like, no, that's a good thing. I can come with you guys. I want to be with you guys. I don't want to be with my family. I want to be with you guys. Basically, he was waiting for an opportunity to get away from him, and he did. And of course, it got scuppered. And then suddenly he turned into family man. Oh, my family have got plans with me, blah, 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 blah. So it's hilarious that now he's trying to use the spin and try to make it seem like this is his plan, when really his plan was to be with Rogan and the boys. But, you know, it kind of is what it is. But still, 40 is a big milestone for the guy, I think, all things considered. And it does have to be said. I think I've said it many times here, and I think I relay the same sort of thing with DSP, Dark Side Phil, and even Wings of Redemption, those type of guys. I have to be honest and say, as much as I dislike the guy now, and it's really disappointing to see what he's turned out to be, especially being that I was a really big fan of The Fire and the Kid when it was on Fox. Like, I loved it. Special K, Evan the Beard, that era for me was peak The Fire and the Kid. I listened to it all the time, especially when I used to work retail, like, you know, working retail, working in a stock room, stacking up boxes of Dr. Martens or Nikes or Adidas, wherever I was, and just like hating my life. Having the ability to laugh and joke around and kind of listen to these guys in the background was amazing. I used to love it. And I actually put loads of people on. I remember there would be times I had my phone out without headphones so I could like hear, and I'd have it out and guys would be popping in, or girls, and they would hear it and they'd be like, oh, what's that? And I'd put them on. So I'd, you know, like they were that good. You'd actually be listening to it out loud and people be like, oh my God, man, that sounds really cool. So it's really sucky to see what he's turned into. But I have to give the guy credit. DSP the same way. Their resilience and their ability to just keep on going, keep putting themselves forward, keep doing podcasts, keep doing stand-up despite everybody. And again, in the Brendan thing, forget us, forget the viewers or the haters or the homeless cats or the people that don't matter, right? Forget us. His peers are mocking him to his face, laughing, making comments, death by 1,000 cuts, all this sort of stuff. Imagine how bad that would make you feel day to day. Fair enough, the haters, you can dismiss them. They're not as rich as you. They don't fuck chigs, whatever. All this sort of stuff. They're jealous, blah. You can dismiss that easily. But when it's your own peers, some of whom are way more successful than you are, way richer than you are, way more established than you are and respected, when they're laughing at you and basically saying you're a joke and taking the piss at all this sort of stuff, but you're still putting yourself forward, that says a lot. That resilience, that temperament, that might actually be the reason why he's become successful in this field. Because maybe in the other field, with football, you kind of quit because it wasn't working out. With the UFC, he quit because it wasn't working out. But the one thing he did stick with, despite all the haters and bad comments, was that. Eve in the comments, okay, Eve in the comments just like killed me. Eve, it's not resilience, it's narcissism. All right, cool. Maybe you're right. I'm trying to give this guy his flowers, Eve. It's his birthday, okay? I'm trying to give the guy his flowers and give him some credit. It's Brendan's birthday. For once, let's just be nice, okay? I call it resilience. I call it determination. That's what I call it. Persistence. All these things. And I think, like I said before, like I'm about to end, the one field of his area where he did do it and he stuck with it, he's been rewarded for it. And this is why he lives this amazing life he lives, where he gets to fuck chicks and drive nice cars and do great things. So great to him. Amazing, and credit to the guy. Even though it's a bit sad that he's on this hill by himself, you know, at an age of 40, it maybe it's a bit of a representation of kind of where he's at in life. Who knows? But let's read the comments and see who wished Brendan a happy birthday, because this will be very telling as to where he kind of stands in the comedy community, right? Let's see who wished him a happy birthday. I just want to see, just to be curious. Chin Sui, welcome to the 40 Club. Right, the fact that Chin's... Anyway, let's continue. I don't know who this is. Heber Cannon, happy birthday, Baba. Another person here. Great time to retire from comedy. Sorry. What's wrong with people, man? It's his birthday, bro. Like, why would you say that? So mean. Rain, the company responsible for keeping... That's a good... Oh. Credit to Brendan. He's quite smart. A post he knows he's going to get a lot of engagement with, because even if people don't like you, if you put happy birthday to me, no one's going to dislike or report it or like not leave comments. They're going to double tap. They're going to leave a comment just to be nice. So the fact that he wore a rain hoodie in maybe one of his most liked comments or liked posts is pretty smart. So that's good social media acting and managing or branding or influencing that he did there. So big up Brendan for knowing where his bread is buttered. The Buttery Bros, talking about bread. Happy birthday, legend. Allegedly, he's a legend. Cool. Makes sense. Everyone's a legend. Let's move on. But I think they're Australian. That's probably why they said that, right? Are they Australian? Maybe, who knows? Another one. 40 isn't that old, man. Lot of life to live. Another person. Happy birthday, Thick. Another person. Eat the solution to return certain problems. Make your employee sign an NDA. I'm shocked your attorneys have not suggested this. What? What has this got to do with his birthday post? This is so random. This sort of like what's that thing called? This sort of like, you know, this just yeah. Anyway, happy birthday, champ. Your fans love you. From NFL to heavyweights to thick boy, we ride. All I'm wondering is how those AirPods are staying in. Oh, let's see if he liked, because again he says he doesn't check social media. Do you like this comment? Because this seems like a comment he would like. Because it sounds very, very lovely. Do you like this comment? Let's see. I don't check social media. Oh, he didn't. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another one here. Fight Companion. Brendan Shaw, happy birthday. Thanks for the laughs. You have lots of loyal fans. Don't give any of the trolls time or energy. Okay. Welcome to 40 Club. Okay, it just repeats. Why is it not loading more comments? Or is it maybe me? No more new ones? That's a bit more. Yeah, there we go. New ones here. From a scientific perspective, you should get a Cinnabon. This is so sweet. Happy 4th to you. Okay. Pumped for the stadium tour. I don't know if that's a troll. Always rocking the Celtics gear. I dig it. 40 ain't shit. That's young. No Fight Companion. Again, maybe a troll. Why do you shave the best... Oh. And he tagged him. Why do you shave the part that connects your mustache to the rest of your beard? Why does this annoy people a lot? I've seen this before. Like I said, I think this is him trying to copy David Beckham. David Beckham facial hair does is kind of similar, but that guy is so mean, man. It's like, it's his birthday. Like, just wish the guy happy birthday and keep it moving. Why are people like this? Where the sunglasses from, bruh? Them. What did you do on your birthday? Brendan, ruined the warranty of my underwear during my morning run. Okay. People trying to make laughy jokes to comedians on the... Yeah. There's nothing worse than civilians, as comedians have to say, trying to leave jokes underneath comedians' posts and stuff to get their attention. Like, please get a hobby. Please look after your kids. Please make a sandwich. Please go outside and touch grass. Anything but that. It's worse than those fucking Elon reply guys. Like, ugh. Happy birthday. Rain energy jacket thing is dope. Again, I don't know what... happy Bubba Rogan. But yeah, anyway. Oh, hey, Bubba Rogan left you hanging on your birthday, daddy. Okay, people are being mean. Jesus. You can tell Cat's not there anymore, innit? And you can tell, what's his name? BGL isn't there either, right? Look at all these negative troll comments that are still up on there 20 hours later. When Cat was there, she was quick with the fucking deletion. So it's sad to see that happening, but hey, what can you do? Happy birthday to Brendan Schaub. Happy birthday to Brendan Schaub, and hope he's having an absolute lovely birthday. Hope he's having a lovely one. To celebrate the guy's birthday, I thought it'd be nice to watch a clip of some of his best moments. And I think these compilations, for me, are the best example of maybe the best version of Brendan, because they feature Theo Vaughn. And I feel like when Theo Vaughn left the Bupperverse, that was usually the demise of Brendan in general. But I feel like that beginning stage when Theo first came on the Fighter and the Kid, and they were having their little back and forth, and Theo was the first person, because again, at that time, remember this, right? Theo didn't know Brendan, so he didn't know it wasn't allowed to insult him. Like, he's very thin-skinned. It wasn't allowed to poke fun at him that much because he might C-clamp you. So Theo came in hot. You look like this, you look like that, and he got him out, you know. But then they went back and forth, and that was the genesis of the King and the Sting original show, right? It was kind of like a roast type of topical show, whatever. And then it turned into just being another podcast until it kind of got, you know, canned for the golden hour. But I felt like that was the best modern representation of Brendan. Like, he was actually kind of likable when he was getting ridiculed, when he was laughing at himself, not taking himself too seriously, and not being thin-skinned. So this is a compilation taken from a channel called Chatty Bobby Compilations. It says funniest podcast moments, King and the Sting, featuring Theo Vaughn and Brendan Schaub. I think this would be a good way to celebrate the guy's birthday. So happy birthday, Brendan.
What the hell, man?
Get you off the wall. This
Bro, what are you talking about?
I'll drink this and take a fucking nap like a fucking gangster.
Yeah,
You wear a shirt like this and energy drinks affect you? Fuck
yeah,
no.
dude. Damn, bro.
He said he'll take a nap after an energy drink.
Take a cold hard 30-minute nap after a Monster.
Dude, I'll be terrified.
Bro, first of all, a black guy that can't handle an energy drink is one of the most questionable things I've ever heard of, dude.
How dare you not wear your Malibu rum tea up in this bitch?
Bro, damn, bro. Who you afraid of? The Bloods? The Crips? It's like, nah, man.
Oh, man, these Night Stalkers, dog.
Yeah, that new Red Bull Lime. And Brendan fucking over here talking shit, even though he's dressed like he's the captain of the Tony Roma's bowling team over here. Damn.
Dude, you look like shit, dude.
Yeah.
It always made me laugh, these clips, because Brendan's replies back, his clapbacks were so terrible. It was just terrible. Like, whereas Theo was getting very specific with these insults. Kind of far-fetched, but very specific. Whereas Brendan was a little bit like, you know, dude, have you seen what you're wearing? Dude, have you seen your hair? It's like, come on, man, let's do some more. Dude, it's more.
Sweet. That's a hacky sack.
Hacky sack? Oh, yeah.
Man,
You gotta not.
get a job, man.
Well,
get a job, boys.
Nothing.
If you're too good at hacky sack, you gotta get a job.
Look how good Brendan looks back then. How long ago was this? 5 years ago? 6 years? Again, I know I keep saying this, and I've made it a point to mention. Maybe it's a bit of a laugh and a joke, but it's actually kind of true. One of the reasons why I've decided to go on this kind of long, drawn-out sobriety until I decided to go a bit crazy again was because, you know, after doing these streams, a lot of these streams, and realizing and watching the clips and watching some of my old clips beforehand, and, you know, how even I've ballooned up, and luckily I don't have the flipping, you know, the alcohol being an issue, but just in terms of, you know, eating too many fucking muffins and croissants and shit. But watching Brendan's kind of, you know, body and face change over time, mostly because of the fucking alcohol, has been fucking wild to watch. And look how handsome he looks here. Like, when Joe Rogan was saying, oh, you know, people don't like, at first, but he used to say, oh, people don't like Brendan because he's obviously really good looking and he could take your girl and beat you up and shit. Maybe this version of Brendan, cool, maybe there's some reason to people to be like, okay, maybe people are hating him because of our jealousy, or maybe because he reminds them of a bully and whatever. But now, Bamba, he looks like he's showered here. His hair looks like it's got some gel in it or some spritz. He looks like he's got a bit of a tan on him. He might have done a bit of a facial. Like, he looks good. Like, look, his arms even. Like, everything looks tight, you know? But nowadays, like, god damn it, he looks like horrible, man.
Dude,
it's the baseball of community college, dude. Dude.
Are we shooting?
Let's shoot. Let's shoot, bro. Hey, as Lee Harvey Oswald would say, let's shoot.
I love Brendan on the show. Always just copy Theo. Whatever Theo said, copy, ad-lib, add on.
Bezos on TRT.
Is he?
Yeah, and Elon Musk created a flamethrower, bro.
What's wrong with his tongue? Did his tongue get infected? But look how good he looks here. Look at that side profile. Look how good he looks. Even that mustache braid thing people hate. It actually looks good on him in this regard. Looks incredible.
But dude, you got look.
And he
if-
smokes weed.
Elon Musk is about to have a small wiener if he's creating all of these things. Like usually you buy a Trans Am, that means you got a small wiener, you know?
Yeah, that's
Usually you
fair
buy a
point.
monster truck with 11 spare tires in the back of it, means you got dick issues,
Buzz,
bro.
buzz.
It means you should you got dick issues.
Or the-
Johnny fucking Frostbite.
The big racist bird. I said, come here, boy. You know that one? I said, come here, I'm playing, boy. You know that one?
Racism is that guy's name,
Yeah,
dude.
just racist
Sugar
Rick.
racism, yeah.
Yeah, racist
That
Rick,
dude,
the
bro.
big bird.
He looks like an Uber driver for Ichabod Crane, bro. Can you stand up, Chin? I want to see the full length.
Will the real Chin please stand up?
Chin Shady.
We call him Chin Shady.
Wow, man.
Damn, Chin, I hope you get a date, bro.
Dang, that jacket is
If it doesn't work out, you get a job at the morgue.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, check out his earring.
No, he looks like the ghost of Penguin's past, bro. That's what you look like, dude. Unbelievable.
Dude, check out that earring.
That earring. Wow. Vanilla rice. Bro, you look unbelievable.
Big Trouble in Little Encino. What's
No, Chin, I'm just joking, man. You look absolutely wonderful,
You
dude.
look fucking dope, man. I bet you get a date.
Look how good he looks there. Look how good Brendan looks there. Honestly, if I know, again, I'm lucky. I'm really, really lucky in that I never was a big drinker anyway. Like drinking always was like attached to going out and doing drugs and stuff and raving. So I'd always leave it for the weekend. It wasn't like I was drinking beers at home and shit or having cocktails and whatnot. And I didn't really grow up in a family where we had like a bar. Like, some people have like, families, dad will have like a little wine bar. Maybe that would make you like nick a little couple of swigs of vodka and shit. So I'm lucky. And also I didn't grow up in a small town where maybe you're really bored and, all you have to do is take drugs and drink. So I'm really lucky. I really got lucky in that regard. But if you are drinking a lot, you have to look at Brendan Schaub as a cautionary tale because this guy's a former athlete. He works as a podcaster, so he has all the benefits of making his own schedule, working when he wants. He makes tons of money, so you'd imagine the stress is somewhat alleviated in terms of like needing a drink. Like, most of us working people who work, like myself, who work like a 9 to 5. The drink is like a signifier of like wrapping up the day. I remember I was speaking to a friend about the same sort of thing. Like the drinks have like a different relevance when you're working a regular job you don't really like. It's like a way to like kind of like, clock out, to start your weekend, to kind of forget the troubles he had in the day, all that good stuff. So, but it's also, it can invite like abuse because you're doing those things. But you would imagine if you're those kind of guys, there's no reason really. Maybe there's more because you've got more time, but for a former athlete to kind of, go to deteriorate, that's what I'm trying to say, over such a short period of time, 5 years or something, is insane to me. Insane. And again, remember, I was a former fan, so I remember the time when Brennan used to brag about not drinking. He used to wear it as a badge of honor that he's one of the comedians that doesn't stay out late, that doesn't drink, and that's why he's probably getting like ahead in comedy and booking loads of places and selling out, because he's actually hustling and approaching it like an athlete, blah, 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 blah. But look how good he looks here. God damn it.
Yeah, not this thick card catalog jockey over here. Brendan looks like fucking some old woman who gave birth to the Dewey Decimal System. Dude, bro, let's do something where we burn your sweater and all of our grandparents come back to life. Can we do that, bro? Oh, Brendan looks like a librarian who knows how to work the lard catalog. Okay, that's what I'm saying, bro.
The lard.
You look fucking... You look so fucking flammable. You look so flammable, bro.
Do whatever you want.
Yo, big up Richie Ricey. I appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
What else we got? We got
Do this,
rap?
do
We got
that.
another one, man. We got people send them in. This is Austin Pollard.
It's gonna be tough to beat that one.
Yeah, nobody has a rap name, which is weird.
Well, we'll give him rap names. Let me hear him. Oh, he looks like he has beats. That's little brows, bro. Brows up, hose down. Brows up, hose down.
Little Brow.
Oh, is this how he started? I didn't know this law. Is that how Lil Brow started? I didn't know that law. That he started him being a call-in, and then that's how he got featured. Sorry, that's how he got joined the team, by doing this rap call-in thing. Ah, and Brendan gave him the name. Okay.
Little Brow.
Yeah, you guys are from like Texas.
Get him, caterpillar eyes.
Anyway. Yeah. King and the Sting. Look,
You're
Brendan
mean,
and Theo,
Brendan.
fighter and Creole. Shout out New Orleans and shout out to CO. Colorado, more specifically Boulder. Brendan came in with a chip on his shoulder, but it's still gold and yet it's still fire. If you don't like King and the Sting, you're a liar. Brendan's got like 1,000 different hustles. One of them's at Nordstrom Rack doing tires. Black Rifle talking, I hear you loud and clear. Your son on the email like, please get me out of here. Out of here. Watching the Irishman eating pizza.
Look at Brendan's face. I see money. I see virality. Oh, this is the origin story. Look at them. Look at that. Look at this. Look what a lovely moment, eh? Happy birthday, Brendan. If you love Brendan, you want to wish you happy birthday, let's get the flipping birthday cake emojis in the chat. Birthday cake emojis in the chat for Brendan's 40th birthday. Let's celebrate the guy's birthday. 40th birthday. This is his best moments. Come on.
To drinking half a beer. Now on the THEO Von, looking like the type of dude that tries to read a song. Snap back on, about to hit the crib and turn Snapchat on. It's all good, we still mess with you. 1800 Pico Boulevard, go get that hit. ERIK and Cat, y'all doing great. Thursday upload, not a minute late. Y'all wanted a rap, I had to demonstrate. Brand new studio, y'all feeling great. Putting Chris Delano in his place. Now let's go and get Chin a date.
Damn, dude! Come on, shit, bro! Dude, Little Brows was waiting, bro!
Wow.
Bro! You dropped something, sir. Bars. That shit was hard, dude. Damn, we're like
Oh, it's the funniest thing Brendan's ever said.
Breakfast Club now, bro. What's up, dude?
Yeah, but you ate all.
That's the last time Brendan smiled for real. The last time he actually smiled when Little Brows dropped a fire hot freestyle.
The breakfast.
Dude, we're Breakfast Club.
But you ate
You're DJ.
all.
Eddie D's a hater. No happy B-day for that redact, Bubba. Eddie D's like, nah. Oh, actually, I want to... Yay, big up Rishi Raishi for $25. Appreciate it, brother.
Always fire, bro. This
Appreciate
one
it.
goes out to Bopper in that nasty brown sweater.
Big up Richie, bro. Appreciate the $25, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, that sweater's fucking awful. But yeah, he's a fashion guy, right? Always into fashion. Balls into fashion. Talking about birthdays, I want to know about you guys in the chat. Be honest. I don't know if you guys have the same thing, but you must do. Every workplace is the same. If you work in an office or even a store or retail, sometimes when it's someone's birthday, they'll pass around a card and everyone will sign it or leave them a message. And at the end of the day, they'll give them a bottle of wine. They might buy them a cake if they're a fat girl or some shit, whatever, right? Something just whatever. And they'll hand them the card. And it's nice for you to go home on the way home to read the card and see, oh, Susie said, call me. This guy says, eat my dick. That guy said, da, 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 da. It's quite nice to read the little messages, right? Sometimes, I know some people, myself included, if I don't like the person, or if I don't speak to him at work, which is really rare because I speak to everybody, I'm a fucking chatbox as you can tell, I won't sign it. I'll just pass it along. And I think it's a really bad, it's a kind of really hater thing to do, and it's a super microaggression. Do you guys do it? Oh, yeah, Coiler's saying, I never signed the card. Exactly. Do you guys not sign cards if you don't like somebody? Or do you just sign it just to be nice? What do you guys do? If I don't like the person, I never sign the card. I'm like, fuck them. Like, you're dead to me. I don't sign it. I just pass it along. What do you guys do in the chat? If you don't like somebody, do you sign it just to be nice? Or do you just pass it along? Hell yeah. Never sign a card if I don't like them. Same. You got so many haters in the chat. That's just a shame. It's Brendan's birthday, man. Sign it. By putting the birthday cake emoji in the chat, you're signing his card. So if you don't put birthday chat emojis, I'm assuming you don't sign. Say I am saying I don't sign it. Stay away, saying I've never really been in that situation, but I would pass on the card if I had an issue with the person. Fucking hell. Rishi Raishi, I always sign, but I'll sign it as a janitor bapper. Yep. Net Hannah says I sign it if I don't like for sure. I don't ever give cards. I hate reading them myself and giving yeah, no we don't do it at work. Eddie D says that I was hating on Schaub before the T-Fat Reddit started to. Oh, right. Eddie D's an OG hater. I was hating him before T-Fat Reddit. Okay, cool. Coilers are pretty enough. So, you know what? Actually, talking about hate. You know what, Eddie D? Good point you made. I was super late. I'm not going to do it, but I'm sure if I look back on my Reddit account. I've had a few Reddit accounts, but I think if I look back at my Reddit account, I can find Reddit accounts. Maybe I'll pull them up, actually. Maybe I'll pull up screenshots of my old Reddit account where I was defending Brendan. I would go on to Find the Kid. This is when it was on Fox. Maybe towards the end of their Fox deal. And I didn't understand the hate. When the Find the Kid subreddit might have been like 5,000, 10,000 people. I'd be on there. Like, you guys are hating. He's not that bad. You're over-exaggerating. Bryan is in on a joke. Brennan's not bullying him. He's not trying to be embarrassed. Like, I'd be defending the guys on there. Like, tick, 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 tick. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine. God almighty, mate. What a redact. What a redact. Anyway, let's continue.
Eggs, bro. I'm Charlemagne.
No, dude. You're fucking a little scramble.
Yeah, no.
That's who you are. Dude, you got to apologize to this guy. You went in
Little
on
brows
him.
is dope, though. His eyebrows are fucking sick, dude. Girls pay a lot of money. Look, that's not clowning him. Those bars. Dude, those really? Yes, that was clowning?
Great.
Little brows?
What?
That's a great... Dude, I'm little thick. He's little brows. What's up, dude?
Dude, I don't know.
You'd be the first guy signed to Schaub Records. What's up, bro?
Schaub Records.
Schaub
bro.
Records, bro.
Oh, I thought you said Schaub Records. I thought you meant tow trucks.
No, dude.
Come on, even for the haters, how much more likable is Brendan here than he was ever before? He's got 2 likable periods. Fox era of the Find the Kid, where they're sitting on that table, facing the camera, side by side, and this, the King and the Sting, early days. When Theo would rip him relentlessly and Brendan would like pretend not to be hurt because he's really thin-skinned. This is the best version of Brendan Schaub, in my opinion. Funny, not taking stuff too personal, you know, being trying to be funny off the cuff and shit, which is difficult for him because he doesn't really have the natural chops about it. But this is the best version of it, in my opinion.
You're like death row, bro.
Yeah, dude. But with a little more death.
Yeah. No, a lot more row. You feel me?
Yeah.
Chin looks like he's the lead security for Korean Zombie.
Damn right. He looks like, He looks like Gangnam out of style.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Remember that little fat trick?
Yeah.
And that little fucking egg roll?
You mean
Gangnam Style.
when the world
Yeah, big up Megan. Thank you.
took advantage of a mentally handicapped Asian kid?
Yeah, made him dance on YouTube.
Wait, he was handicapped?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
man.
boy was a retard.
That ain't natural Asian, bro. Glad to see you guys, man.
Yeah.
Don't touch me,
But-
dude.
but keep
Because we
touching me.
can't.
But we can.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
we
kind of can.
Yeah. Don't touch me without gloves on, man.
Dude, can I see that Gangnam Style video? I know
Look
we'll
at
be able to.
Chin, dude, huh? Jesus
Hey,
Christ,
Chin,
bro.
relax.
Yeah, you look.
He has a scarf with the mask.
Scars for later.
You look like you're about to rob a noodle bank. You look like, the best quote I ever heard about Comedy Central, Amy Schumer told me one time, she goes, if you gave them a gold brick, they would bronze it. I'm just pissed. I had a good pilot with him, bro, that we worked really hard on.
I
and
saw,
it's
and
hilarious.
I'll vouch with you on this. I saw Theo's pilot, and I was like,
passed
dude,
on
this is going to be the biggest thing you've ever done. And they said, nah.
So this is my chance to say, fuck y'all.
Man, isn't it interesting how Theo has never come back? Don't you find that interesting? They were really close at one time. They were doing the King and the Sting. He left for Pastors New. He's now hanging out with Hollywood celebrities, you know, in talks of doing a show with flipping the UFC and some shit. Clearly winning. Joe Rogan eulogizing about him on the... Every time I listen to Joe Rogan Experience, whenever Theo's name comes up, Joe is going overboard with the praise. He loves Theo. You know, he loves him. He's clearly an industry favorite. Booming. He hasn't come back once to check in on the boys on the golden hour, to sit down with fucking ERIK, the #1 hater in the world. He hasn't come back ever since. Mad, isn't it? Like, he legitimately ran away from that guy. Ran away from him. Maybe not personally, because I remember Brendan mentioning, oh, he came and visited him once with his family and stuff, but he ran away, bro. Ran away. Yeah, exactly. He's still on flights. Exactly. No, I love Theo too. He's amazing, but the way he ran away from Brendan is fucking epic, to be honest. He's never been seen ever since. Like, fucking hell. Gotta feel bad for the guy. But let's quickly move on here. I want to talk about here. Oh yeah, talking about ERIK Griffin. I want just to mention this as a point because I think this is just, I think I didn't stress this enough in the last stream because I was a little bit all over the place because I had to prepare for my DJ set and whatnot. So apologies for the last one. It was a little bit crappy, but let's continue, right? Let me get this video. Bear me 1 second. Oh, Where is it? Where's that video I went to get? It's I think it's the where is it? Not that one, not that one, not that one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's it, the golden hour. So I want to quickly mention this, right? And talk about this because I think I didn't really stress how hatery this was and how this basically speaks to ERIK Griffin's personality and what he's actually like and why some people maybe in the industry don't like him, because that's the thing. He may be, you know, he might think, you know, badly of people like myself and stuff, which is understandable because, you know, I think he's a little bit annoying. But the issue that he has probably is that industry people don't really like him. And you kind of get the feeling of it because he's a little bit of an outcast. It feels like in that GRE extended universe world, he doesn't really play well with all the other guys. He's kind of on his own little place, but he's still, you know, anchoring himself onto that workaholics thing. He kind of reminds me of like, he's at the stand-up comedy of Jeff Staple. Jeff Staple had that one good thing he did with the fucking pigeon dunks, and he's been riding that shit until the cows come home. He does TED Talks about the pigeon dunks, like he gets consulting jobs of the pigeon dunks, and his stuff he does recently, like on Staple, is fucking horrible. And I think the same thing happens with ERIK Griffin. Like he had one hit show with Workaholics, and since then he hasn't really done much else in his career, and he's been flipping, hanging his hat on that for the ages and ages and ages and ages. But in general, anyway, he just has a bit of a hater energy about him, and I kind of spotted it a lot. And again, maybe this is podcast law and I'm way too listening to these guys more than I should. But I don't know if you guys remember when when fucking, what's it called? What's that show they got? Bobby Lee and fucking Andrew Santino. I forgot what's the name of it. Fucking hell, why do I remember the name? It's not Whiskey. Whiskey Gin is thingy show. Bobby Lee is Tiger Belly. What's the name of their show? Fuck. Not Whiskey Ginger. What's it called? Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino show. Brain fart. What is it? I'm trying to think now. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Bad Friends. So, if you know your podcast law, you would know that initially, which is a really sad thing for him, ERIK Griffin suggested to Bobby Lee that they should have podcast together. Because at the time, when they were doing Tiger Belly in that really small studio, I think maybe it was in his old house, people used to like when ERIK Griffin used to come on. They used to have really good banter because ERIK and Bobby were actually friends. And they'd joke about certain things the way with friends would do it. It'd be really funny. The fans liked it. So clearly, ERIK took that feedback and proposed a show with Bobby. Bobby just kept, you know, not really committing to it, distanced himself for it, didn't really want to do it. And then suddenly over time, he now does a show with Andrew Santino, who is technically a newer Bobby Lee friend. He's not as long as a friend as ERIK Griffin. And ERIK was clearly, and should be, warranted to be pissed off. Like, hey man, I went to a show with you, and then now you're doing a show with this new guy you hardly know. And ERIK was really, really pissed. And just the way he approached it and how he kind of, the energy around it, it seemed like he was really hating. Like, especially when he did like guest appearances and he come on and stuff, you could tell there's a thin veil of like hatery around him. But then it changed, I felt like, with ERIK, and he became a little bit more positive and stopped hating and stopped being a bit jealous when his career started to blow up a bit during the pandemic. If you remember, again, this is me analyzing and caring way too much about these people. I don't know them, and clearly I'm a loser and have no friends. I know this, so preempt all your bad comments. But there was a period during the pandemic where the comedians didn't really have nothing to do because the clubs were closed down, and some of them were performing stand-up on Zoom and doing shows on car parks, but some of them decided to double down on stuff like this, like streaming. So ERIK decided to do Twitch streaming really hard and doing his YouTube hard, and it blew up over time. Because around that time, you would be talking about stuff in the industry, dropping gossip stuff, whatever it may be called, and just playing games. And obviously that thing is lucrative. And, you know, if you're a comedian and you earn most of your money through your podcast sponsors, which if you can get them, or from going up on places, you don't really earn that much. But it's, you know, it's a decent amount. But if you can top that up by making the odd $1,000 to $10,000 on YouTube or Twitch if you're a partner, that's decent money to add on top to whatever you're doing. And it can alleviate the pressure and the pressure that you might have to perform and to get gigs. It kind of can maybe soothing. I think a lot of these comedians, some of their some of their temperament is based on that, because even though it's not like acting, you don't have to get picked. You still have to go to places and try to perform for them, audition to get chosen in the lineup. It's a bit of a it can fuck your brain up. So a lot of these financial burdens were kind of put to one side because Twitch career blew up and he stopped hating. But over time, haters don't change their spots, and deep down, ERIK is still a hater. So it always kind of, it comes out and he doesn't even know it when it comes out. And I think this clip here, taken from the Golden Hour, is a good indication of just how much the hate is in his heart. Because this, again, I mentioned it before, but I just want to stress it again. This is really funny to me. So let's play this clip.
Yeah, yeah. Huge one, yeah. So we might do it for that. Who knows? But
that's cool.
Yeah, so B-Day now be here. Just chilling,
What are you going to do?
I don't remember. Last year we went to my buddy Todd Feldman's house. Remember that dinner?
Oh, yeah.
How fun was that?
Wow, that was really fun, actually.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. The house was beautiful.
Yeah, nuts. It's Iron Man's house.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, did you watch? I'm sure you did. You watch the Last of Us?
Oh, yeah.
Season finale?
Hey. I'm done with that show.
Why?
4 or 5 episodes in, it's another zombie show.
Oh,
It's another zombie show.
Dude, this is the problem. If you go online and everyone's like, there's not enough zombies. We need more zombies.
No.
Oh, you don't like story?
No, I don't care about zombies. No zombies. Dude, there's a ton of...
There's actually no
I watch a
zombies in
ton
this.
of shows.
I'm just
I watch
using
a
his
ton of shows where there's no zombies in it. Okay?
There's no zombies in this one.
There's no
Yeah,
zombies.
so my point is, I like shows with no zombies in it.
Then you'll like this show.
But I also don't. It's one of those shows that's definitely not as good as the hype.
I think this is the wrong clip. Let me just fast forward it. Is this what
Bro, you're fucking. Y'all are kudas, dude.
Tell us to show the whole.
I'll wait it out.
Where is it? Did I miss it?
I want.
Oh, damn it! It's too far. Fuck it. I think it's around here. My bad. Yeah, there it is. It's there. So this is the hater part. Here it is. It's around here. Yeah, I think it's here.
Yeah, but I'm working.
But you
and
guys
then I'll
not
be
do
in.
like a B-Day celebration.
But then I'll be in Minneapolis and Milwaukee. That's my birthday week. Chrisley.com for tickets.
Grown men who have birthday weeks and birthday months. Yeah, I'm with ERIK in this one. I'm gonna roll my eyes too. Bloody hell, it's annoying. But hey, it's a new thing that's happened. New trend. I don't know. It's bizarre.
Brea, Irvine, Oxnard, Milwaukee.
He found a way.
And Minneapolis.
Your B-Day week?
Yeah.
You're not going to Tacoma?
Nope. Why would I
I'm
go
there
there?
next week. Tacoma, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Beat you.
No, why would I go there? You didn't beat me. I did it first.
Well, I kind of just I won.
Yeah.
Yeah, B-Days are weird. My B-Day's Saturday. Guys, I don't need gifts. Okay.
Oh,
I know
okay.
You got some under the table there. I don't need another chain.
Everybody's birthday is.
Yeah, B-Days are coming up.
You're, the 18th? What do you know?
18th, yeah, Saturday.
You know the thing I have an issue with the B-Day week? It's like everyone's like, maybe again, unpopular opinion. I don't have an issue with people who have main character syndrome. People who have extra, like, because I'm quite extra in my own self. I don't mind people who are extra and want to be the main character. We all have people like that in our families, people like that we worked with. They're just fun to be around and to like laugh at sometimes, right? They're just funny people. And usually before it was trendy to be like main character and try and pretend like you have something about you, only main character people and really dramatic over the top people would have birthday weeks or birthday months where they'd have different outfits every day, or every time they went out they'd have a different outfit, or they'd change twice a day, or they'd hire a fucking horse and carriage to take them to the restaurant where they're going to go eat, like all that sort of stuff, over the top sort of stuff, like my crazy Greek wedding type of stuff. It's fine, but everyone pretending that they're main characters and pretending that they care about having a birthday week is the annoying part, because it's not congruent to who they actually are. It's like you're just trying to be different for the sake of being different. Like, just instead of doing a birthday week, why not just try and have a really sick 24 hours of your birthday and just say, hey, I'm gonna go, I don't know, book a hotel for yourself, order some amazing room service, go to a really great restaurant, watch a really nice show, go here, go whatever. Make the day really amazing instead of trying to pretend like you're main character and you can do a birthday week, a birthday month, because you're not. You're just saying it all the time. You don't actually have. You don't even celebrate. Yeah, you're just talking. You're just saying words. You're not actually celebrating your birthday every day for the week. You're not. You're just like saying stuff for the sake of it. It's annoying.
I was supposed to be working in Austin with Rogan, but we had to cancel it.
Why?
Jamie has some big golf thing. He told me because we planned a companion last time we were doing companion, and Rogan's like, should we do one for Usman, Leon Edwards? And I was like, hell yeah. And then Jamie's like this. And I was like, shut your mouth. And then we still did it. And then
So when I hear the mothership is opening,
it's open.
That's the hate. You see that hate there? You see that hate there? Did you see that hate there? Brendan's talking about his flipping birthday, mentioned in passing that Joe Rogan cancelled it last minute because of some sort of Jamie thing. And ERIK Griffin is acting like he never saw all the posts online of the mothership going viral. He wasn't there checking the Instagram story like I was, or making sure he checked his notifications to see if he got followed by the store. He didn't know. Just by passing, he would have saw it. The mothership. Why are you doing it in quotation mark? It is the mothership. That's what the name of the show. That's what the name of the club is. Raw the hate. Look at the hate.
So when I hear the mothership is opening,
he's hating because he's not going to perform there. The mothership. What does that mean? Like, you know, I am mother.
And then we still did it.
So when I hear the mothership is open,
He even rolled his eyes. He did the quotation marks and he rolled his eyes. That's why people don't like. That's why people don't like ERIK Griffin, and that's why Bobby Lee didn't do a podcast with him, because he's a hater, like an actual capital H hater. At least with us, even people would describe us as haters. I don't think so. We just laugh at these people and we discuss the podcast here as they do at the Homeless Cats or the T-Fat Cave for fucking Reddit. That's what we do. We just laugh and joke at these people. Point, laugh, ha ha ha. Then we all go in our merry ways and we continue doing our life. Like, I got work tomorrow. You guys are doing your shit. Like, you know what I mean? Life just continues. There is no like, but these guys take themselves too seriously, or they pretend like they're all kumbaya, like we're all friends, when really, there's some real haters. And this is one of them being so. Even though he has a career where he can basically sit on his fat ass and talk into a camera all day and get paid for it, he still has hate. Still hate in his heart. Even though for the most part you live a 1%er lifestyle where you get to do like content and tell jokes on stage, and that's how you pay your rent and look after your family. That's not enough. Still wants more. The mothership? Oh my God, ERIK Griffin. How can you be hating this much? Didn't you just get married recently? You got a kid in a way. Like, come on, man. Be happy for your fellow comedian. If Rogan can do it, you can do it too. Come on, brother. The mothership? Ooh, ERIK Griffin, the hater. Huh? Big boy hater. Anyway, I also want to double check this and see, right? I wonder. Oh, Yosemite Sambo. ERIK is truly Montez often on screen. Don't tell me that ERIK Griffin's character in freaking. I never watched Workaholics because I'm black. But did his character in Workaholics, was he a hater? That's hilarious. It's like Chris D'Elia's character in You, right? He's a pedo guy, and then in real life, pedo guy. Hey, pedo. Yeah, he hates his wife. People are saying that ERIK Griffin's wife is out of his league. I don't think that's fair, but I can imagine for somebody like him who's a bit of a hater, maybe a bit of a, maybe self-loathing and stuff, there maybe is that pressure. People don't talk about that a lot, innit? Enough. About the pressure of like dating somebody that everyone thinks is really attractive in an industry, or when everyone thinks you're ugly, and then trying to like keep up, or like trying to like, that must be really hard, man. It must be really difficult. But who knows? But anyway, who knows? Anyway, I wanted to quickly check, right, and see. Brendan said that Jamie has some golfing. I want to check. Does Jamie have an Instagram? Well, let's see this. Young Jamie, Joe Rogan Instagram. I don't know what his Instagram is. I've never seen it. But I would like to see if this golfing was real. Because this would be the classic test. Because my first assumption, or my first theory, was that Rogan's the one that suggested they do a flipping fight companion for the UFC that just passed. Big up Leon Edwards, UK stand up, right? For defeating Kamaru Usman. I was a bit sad because it was black and black violence, but big up Leon Edwards for winning, and also big up Kamaru Usman for being a ridiculously good champion during his run. It isn't over yet. It doesn't need to retire, but it was a bit sad to see him get blown apart like he did in that fight. But it is what it is. You had a good run, my friend. Big up Kamaru, big up Leon Edwards. So Joe Rogan suggested that they do a fight companion for that flipping fight. Joe Rogan suggested it. So that must have hurt Brendan more that he cancelled. But my theory is, now that the club is, when he suggested it, the comedy mothership wasn't open yet. But now it's open and it's fucking popping, and it's it's a comedy club, right? Joe Rogan's been talking about this for ages. He's finally got it open. He wants to spend every minute he's not doing everything else in there. So I think when he when he agreed, the store wasn't opened. Then when he did agree, the club was open. Then when he did agree, then when time's gone by, it's open and it's popping. He was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So he basically blamed Jamie for it. But I want to check: was Jamie actually at some golfing? Let's see. Was this golf? Because I know he does play golf because he mentions it a lot on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he takes it quite seriously. It's kind of like a it's a hobby that he does. A lot of guys, especially when they get older, they tend to kind of all get into golf. A lot of my friends even decided to get into golf, which is weird. Like, and guys who always used to swear off and say it's horrible. There's something about golf that gets guys, man. Look, see, he's all over his Instagram. There's something about golf that really kind of gets guys straight away. Okay, cool. So we got a post here. When's this from? What date? This post is from September. Okay, this is not this one. So let's check the stories and see if young Jamie was actually at golf. And this is true. Let's see. Come on, man. I hope, for Brendan's sake, I hope it's true. Because, as much as it's funny to laugh at him, it would be sad to know that his idol and the guy that he sucked up so much is basically, ghosting him so he could go to his club that he's not going to invite him to. That would be sad. But let's see. Oh, he actually was at golf. Okay. So maybe Joe Rogan wasn't lying. Oh, damn it. I can't run with my narrative. The narrative is over. So they did cancel. But still, I don't think, maybe it's convenient. Was it a convenient excuse? Because would Rogan really cancel or would Rogan make thingy stay? I don't know. But anyway, I can't run with the narrative anymore. Damn it, man. I can't run with the narrative. It's over. The narrative is over. Jamie was actually at golf. Sometimes not all theories are created equal, and I got this one wrong. Big up young Jamie for actually being at golf, and I do apologize to the big brown redax for suggesting that Rogan wasn't his friend anymore, because clearly he is. Clearly that man is still his friend, which is nice, isn't it, I guess? Anyway, what else we got to talk about here? Let me go through the topics quickly here. BGO's wife. Ho, ho, ho! BGO is a city boy. City boy for real. BGO's out here chastising, calling out Brendan Schaub for being an awful person, awful boss, awful husband, awful friend, awful colleague, when in actuality, it is BGL, Hella Mark Harley himself, who is everything that he hates about Brendan Schaub and more. Would you believe that? Who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought it? Who was the person when people in my own chat were calling me out and saying, nah, man, BGL's a good guy, man. He's a good guy, man. Good guy, good guy. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Or as Chris Elias would say, is he though? Is he though? Is he though? Oh, this is hilarious because it doesn't really matter, right? It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But my main issue with BGL, my main issue with the guy was that at the time when he kind of popped up, I found him a bit corny. I find the idea of this guy that's like 40 plus years old, failed actor and stuff, suddenly latching onto Brendan and stuff and being friends with those guys and pretending they're all kind of boys in this weird like boys crew sort of thing. I found that really lame and really corny. But I also had a little bit of respect for it because I felt like he was smart enough. I think he's smart enough to know what Brendan was like from the beginning. I don't buy into this, oh, I suddenly realized he's a fucking piece of shit. No. Brendan's been a piece of shit from time. Like, he turned ages ago. So, I kind of respected BGL for being Brendan's friend in the beginning because I felt like Brendan didn't really have any friends. Like, he had, like, comedic peers he hanged out with and stuff. He saw the green room. But him and BGL actually used to hang out outside of recording. Like, maybe not hanging out, but they used to actually be, in communication. They'd be like, you could tell they were really, like, close. So I kind of respected BGL for like saying, you know what, despite what everyone says about you, I'm going to ride with you because that's what real friends should do. And I think in my case, it's a bit of projecting because I don't have my own friends. So sometimes when I see people doing the friendship thing, it can be quite nice to watch. It's like that meme of that kid watching like, with headphones on, pretending he's like listening to or sitting down with those girls in a billboard. It's like podcasts. You feel like you're there in a room with a person. So I maybe sometimes project my own inability to have friends and how I would want to be treated to other people. So I see that and I'm like, oh, okay, that's quite sick because that's what real friends should do. Even though I think you're a redact, even though I think you're a liar, even though I think you're a narcissist or whatever, like I still, because I'm your friend, I'm willing to like look past that stuff because I love you as a person. That's what you should be doing. Cool. So credit to BGL for doing that. But then when suddenly he gets into a bit of a passa with Brendan, he gets into a beef with him, and now suddenly he starts to air out all his personal business. Now again, he's owed money. I know he's owed money. And I said before, if that was me and I was owed money, I would probably do some unspeakable things for money. And he's owed allegedly in the thousands from Brendan for the work he did that wasn't paid for. Cool, I get it. But it's a work issue. It's a work issue. And he was going on tour, airing out Brendan's dirty laundry. Everything. Like, unloading the fucking mag or clip, as Sneaker would say. Unloading that shit on people's platforms who fucking hate Brendan. Like, he's sworn enemies. One time you were friends. In my opinion, if I'm your friend and we break up, right, and we're not friends anymore, I'm not gonna be chatting shit about you to people that you didn't like. Maybe the people that are still your friends, cool, because they could share in our pain with being your friend. But I'm not going to go to your enemy and start talking behind your back. Nah, that's mad betrayal. Even if we're not friends anymore. We might not fuck with each other, but, you know, we'll keep it cordial, keep ourselves at a distance and whatnot, right? No violence, right? That's my sign. No violence 2023. But I'm not going to be airing you out to your enemies. The fact that he did that left the bad taste in my mouth, man. Even though it's entertaining, him going on Red Bar, him going on 10 Minutes of Schaub, whatever, T-Fat K channel, he went on live stream recently. It was all good material. It fed us, right? It kept fucking PF Chang's, it kept the kitchen going. Yeah, we got orange chicken on table 4, 6 more special fried rices, right? It kept us working. Aprons were fucking dirty. We were fucking getting all the orders in, checking them, swiping the sweat off our brow, doing a couple of lines, keep us going. It was amazing. But let's be real. It was a betrayal of the, you know, of crazy degrees, that what he did there. Crazy betrayal. And again, he called him out for personal issues too. Not just work issues. Saying he's a liar, saying he's a cheat, he cheats on his wife, he takes money from people, he's this, he's that. All these things that aren't to do with the money he's owed. And guess what happens after? It then transpires that he is that but more. He is all those things he accuses Brendan of, but way more. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it, eh? It goes back to the old saying, eh? Stones, glass houses and shit. You know what I mean. Don't beg to differ. You know exactly what I mean. In every facet. But yeah, BGL's wife has decided to air him out publicly, and it's been pretty brutal to watch. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of embarrassing for him because, you know, she's not a public figure or anything. They're not really celebrities in any way, shape or form. And it's a little bit embarrassing what she's doing, to be fair. Going out and basically airing out all his dirty laundry because in effect, she's kind of embarrassing herself as well. But when you're in pain and you're suffering, you know what I mean? Any get back is any get back. So I think in her position, there's no way you can talk her off this ledge. And judging by what I've seen online, you know, she seems to be, you know, a little bit, you know, Whitney Cummings sister vibes, you know? Like, not a bad thing, but it's no surprise that when put into a corner and when suffering with some sort of trauma, she's like, you know what? Let's just unload the clip. But god damn, she unloaded it. So she put this out. If any homeless cats have any questions, they can ask me here. The first question on the docket. Did he ever get physical with you? Yes, full stop. Holy shit. Holy shit. BGL said he can beat up Darren Till. But what BGL actually meant is that he could beat up his own wife. That's why he's so confident. Because he practices on the missus at home, right? He's practicing on the missus. He's practicing. He's getting those elbows in, right? He's getting those elbows in. He's getting those jabs in. He's getting those hooks in. That's what he's doing. That's what BGL's doing at home. That's why he's so confident that he could beat up fucking Darren Till. That's why he was confident. That is why he was confident he could beat up Darren Till, because he uses his flipping wife as, you know those little dummies they have on Instagram where you're doing your Wing Chun on those things, right? That's what he does at home. bloody hell, man. Can you imagine being the size BGO is? Like that mass, right? That size, and willingly beating up a woman. Already the image of a guy beating up a woman anyway is always bizarre. But when it's a big dude, like muscular, right? Short-tempered, coke-filled, allegedly. Woo! That is crazy, man. And again, say what you want about Brendan. Brendan's a lot of things. But one thing I'm for sure would never believe if it came out, Brendan being a domestic abuser. Never believe it. Never. I don't care what anyone says. Say anything else you want about Brendan, but I could never imagine Brendan putting his hands on a woman. Ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Ever. But this, not saying it's not true, not saying it is true, but come on now. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. Always getting calls. Okay, cool. Let's decline this one. Always a call in the middle of a rant. Damn it. Bear with me 1 second. I'll quickly update here. Anyway, cool. So, moving on. First this. First is this, right? Next one. So that's the first clip. The first one was this. Bear with me 1 second. Then, oh my God. Yo. This lady can write a fucking paragraph, right? The wall of texts that she basically puts out there. You know what as well? The reason why I'm prone to believe this is his wife. Because like I said before, this is bad, but it's also bad for her. This is kind of embarrassing. You're airing all this out. You're not a public figure. No one needs to know this. Deal with it in private. But the fact that she's writing these walls of text. Anyway, let's continue. We were stuck in the cycle of abuse for most of our marriage. Oh my God. Why did Mark... See, Mark, first of all, made it seem like the cheating was like... Again, no, whatever. Everyone cheats. It is what it is. Cool. Do your thing, innit, right? If you want to go out there and explore other options, or you want to have your cake, you can eat it too. I'm not anyone to chastise anyone about cheating. Do what you want. But the reasoning behind it was hilarious, because he was making it seem like, oh, their relationship was broken... And then he fell into the arms of this other lady, and you know that worked out better, and you know he just prefers her, whatever. But what the wife is saying was that there was abuse in the relationship, abuse in his marriage, that maybe led to the strained relationship that they already had, that they were having now, which is a completely different narrative. See, and again, this is something maybe he learned from Brendan. The ability to always spin a narrative in your favor, always present it to make yourself look like the hero of your own. That's a classic JRE extended universe thing that they all do. They're always the heroes of their own story. They take that Joe Rogan clip of him on a podcast and they apply it to their lives. They're always the heroes of their own story. They're always the number one. They're always a person. Always a person. Anyway, he used the fact that I was on a green card against me since day one, so he can control my behavior. Okay, because she's from Berlin, right? The home of the Berghain. Big up her. You know, I'm supporting, what's her name? I'm supporting Luana Mancuso because she's from the home of the Berghain. I think so. Who knows? She might be from Frankfurt. We don't know. He'd film my reactions to his abuse and hold it against me. What? So he'd beat her up and then film it, allegedly. Holy shit. This guy was getting on his he was getting on his fucking haters will say podcast, acting like he was some sort of fucking philosopher, spouting his stupid pseudoscience and stupid shit, being an armchair fucking psychologist and trying to tell people how they should live their lives when he's at home allegedly beating his wife. Are you fucking nuts? These guys, man, stay in your lane, provide content, give people workout plans, write an ebook or two. Do you know what I mean? But don't pontificate and tell us life lessons when you're allegedly abusing your wife. Fuck off. This is disgusting, bro. Disgusting. Continue. I'm not afraid of videos he has of me reacting to abuse because I know the truth. My truth. So what is she saying? In the videos, is she pretending it? I don't know. Anyway, I began recording oh my God. These guys are so bizarre. They record videos. So this maybe where BJ found it. BJ's recording audio clips that Brendan's sending him in private, about other people that don't concern him. Now that Alex Jones clip that I played, it's amazing to laugh at it. You know, Rogan basically not liking Alex Jones ambushing them at a dinner, but that's a private conversation he's having with Brendan. And then BGL leaks it to the subreddit for what? To expose Brendan for what? For telling a story about being in a room with Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. And him basically dropping that he likes to get promotion on Joe Rogan's... like, what's that have to do with his issue? Do you know what I mean? Like, that kind of, like, backstabby shit is a bit sussy. But maybe he learned it from this. Because they've been recording each other, like, in their relationship and shit. Fuck me. I began recording arguments from my safety. I didn't expect the opportunity... Sorry, I didn't get the opportunity to record the abuse to the extent that I wanted to or needed to, as he'd take my phone away from me. I've been in survival mode for so long now, and I feel the only way to move on is to alert others so this cycle can come to an end, and he can be exposed for who he really is behind the scenes. Oh my God. I will share on the following stories what he said to a third party about his abuse towards me. He at least expressed some self-awareness of his horrifying behavior. He knows who he really is, and he has to work hard to cover it up. Oh my God. I always thought he was a douchebag, personally. I always thought he was a bit lame and corny. Being a 40-year-old social media for Brendan Schaub, I think is loser status. I don't care. If you're a 4-year social media manager for a brand or a company or a corporation, cool, congratulations, good. I also was a social media manager in my work history. I've done marketing, I've done social media, whatever, cool, whatever. But, transitioning from being like an extra in shows and, building this fucking Mufasa persona and then only to use it so that you could carry fucking boxes of fucking Diet Coke for Brendan and then be a social media manager, which basically means deleting comments, loser status. But I never thought this. Wow. Domestic violence thing. He was arrested in 2021 and went to 2 domestic violence classes. He's going to classes to learn how to beat women. Allegedly. This is your hero. Oh my God. What a mad day in Bappaverse. He's going to classes, what? To unlearn how to fucking beat women. Or to learn to beat them. Please. Make it make sense. Oh my God. Oh my God. To try and repair our marriage. Okay, to repair. He was recognized by people there, so it got leaked online. Of course it did. Imagine that big Mufasa looking guy walking into a fucking domestic violence fucking class. The other guys would be like, rah, man, you hit your wife. What does your wife look like? Unless she looks like Francis Ngannou, that's an unfair fight. Like, you know what I mean? Even the other domestic abusers probably reported and said, look, we can't have him in here, man. That's too scary. I can't imagine this guy on top of his wife allegedly pummeling them on the floor. That's crazy. He admitted to abusing me. Our neighbors called the police on him, which led to his arrest. He's got an arrest on his docket. He's got a record for domestic abuse. Oh my God. You can't. I'm sorry. If you've got a record of allegedly domestic abuse, you can't talk bad about Brendan. You just can't. You're immediately removed from the conversation. Cheating, okay, whatever. They all cheat at comedies, right? All these comedians cheat. Everyone cheats around the world. They go on road. I think, to be completely honest anyway, I think most of their partners know as well. And it's kind of a silent agreement that they have, like most, established athletes and entertainers, where they say, hey, just don't embarrass me. Don't go out there and have like a baby on me. Don't go out there and be flagrantly, tongue kissing some stripper in the middle of a club or something. Like, relax. Do it closed, behind doors, privately, in, I don't know where they go. Big high-rise apartments, islands, in hotels, whatever. Just keep it cute. Don't embarrass me. Cool, everyone cheats. But domestic abuse? Sorry, you can't talk about Brendan Schaub. You can't talk about him not being funny. You can't talk about him eating on camera. You can't talk about him being a bully, narcissist, thin-skinned, being shit at comedy. You can't talk. You have to just remove yourself from the conversation. It's like being a snitch. If you're a snitch, you can't talk about gang stuff. You can't. You're not gang. You have to step outside the room. Leave. Holy shit. Holy shit. Another screenshot. How did people find out about BGL being in the domestic violence classes? He went twice after he got arrested in 2021. Not 1998. Not 1945 when he was fucking born. Not 2008. Not 2009. 2021. This motherfucker was allegedly fucking, you know, allegedly, you know? Going for the old, you know, double leg, eh? Nothing a double leg couldn't sort out. Holy shit. Holy shit. People saw him there and someone took a screenshot of the meeting. Okay, continuing on. How you gotta love the homeless cats. They're asking the pertinent questions, right? 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 The most important questions. Big up the homeless cats. How broke is Mark? How did he do with all the money he made with Brendan? And I've wondered that myself. Like, yeah, I'm not pocket watching people, but how much money does a social media manager working for fucking Brendan Schaub make? Really? Maybe he's got rich benefactors or something, but how is this motherfucker surviving? But then you realize, oh, he's married. Okay, cool. So maybe the cost again offset. It doesn't matter. Let's continue. He has nothing. I had to lend him money and rent this month, and he probably used it to go vacate with his side chick. I like she used it. She's using the terms. Yeah. BGO and I haven't shared a bank account in years because he's bad with money, and I have a successful career. What is she? What career does she do? What does she do? What's her name? Luana Mancuso. Luana Mancuso. What does she do? What's a successful career she does? Is that her there? Oh, is she like an influencer or something? What's she do? Is she like an influencer? What does she do? What's a successful career? Let's load up a bit. I don't know what is this successful career you speak of, my friend? 3,000 followers. What is she doing? I don't know. Maybe she's never. Okay. Okay. That's what she is, eh? That's what she is. Oi, yeah. Look at those. The puppies say hello. The bappers. Okay, cool. The baps are out. Is there a bum shot here somewhere? Yep, we got a bum shot there. Okay. So maybe she does a little bit of, you know, maybe some OF on another account. Maybe some content generation. You get flown out at different places. You do some influencing. Yes, okay, cool. We get it. Anyway, back to the program. So she's lending him money, right? This guy's out here criticizing Brendan. Brendan is fucking paying for a lot. Let's be real. Like, give the guy credit, right? He's a bit of a redact, but Brendan has a legit stay-at-home wife who has, by all accounts, very, very expensive taste. He has 2 kids that go to private school. He pays, you know, leases for like 17 cars or some shit. A trainer addiction. Like, the guy has to make, obviously he spends a lot, but he makes a lot as well. And he makes the money. He's like the breadwinner of that household. Maybe daddy's helping too, but let's be real. He still has to make a lot of the money. At least he's not asking anybody for the cash. But this guy, chastising Rogan and Brendan and stuff, but, you know, can't hold $20. Taking $20 from the lady going out there, you know. Anyway, continue. Yeah, he's got no money, successful career. The other one, how do people find out about the class? Okay, so the screenshots have been timed. Another one. How much did he cover for Brendan cheating? Well, somebody asked that. That's an interesting question. I've seen Brendan cheat on the road myself. Oh, come on, Luana. Don't throw some of this under the bus as well. He doesn't deserve that. They should be stuck on, concentrate on Mug. But fucking hell, just a random straight shot. Boop. Oh, shit. Mark forbid me to tell Joanna. Oh, he's naming her by name. She's naming her by name, sorry. He then lied for a year and said Brendan stopped. Like he quit cigarettes. He quit creating. I don't do that anymore, man. I don't do that stuff. Maybe because he doesn't get booked on tour anymore. I don't know. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, MK I'm definitely want to be Brendan's new social media manager, mate. I'll just keep plugging my own flipping thing. Anyway, let's continue. Brendan is Brendan stopped and he then went. Oh, sorry. He lied and said he lied for a year and said Brendan stopped. Then when he started to expose Brendan, his side chick started reaching out to BGO to expose Brendan. And that's how I found out that there were women in the entire time. BGO told me that I'm crazy and there are no girls on the road. He then admitted to have covered for Brendan for a year while saying that there's not a single girl at those shows, only their BFs. Only their... You know that hustle. You know, every guy knows that hustle. Well, you have to pretend the thing that you're doing isn't that fun to the other half, just in case they get upset or jealous. No, I did have a good time with the boys. Yeah, just nothing. Just had a couple of drinks. Nothing much really. Just caught up, so I watched some football. You have to be like a little bit, you know, you can't be too happy because guess what? Ladies love to hate on guys' joy. But I love this, isn't it? No, we didn't do nothing, man. No guys are there, you know. It's just only the no girls, only the guys. Oh, I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. Another one here. What? Is that another clue? What's it? Now that he's gone public, I've had an ongoing chat with Mark for a bit, and I can honestly say he's mad. He's made me do a 180. I welcome him to the kitchen, Mark, and I think the rest of the sub would too. Oh, okay. I don't know what this is about. But yeah, he's an abuser. He's an abuser. Abuser. Who would have guessed it, eh? Who would have guessed it? Allegedly, Big BGL is an abuser. Ariel was right. That big Mufasa ass looking guy in the back, not good, allegedly. So yeah, thoughts and feelings go out to Luana Mancuso, the Berlin resident. Solidarity with you. Solidarity, right? No woman should go through that at all. I abhor it. In the same level I abhor flipping liars and scammers. It does something guttural to me when I see people like lying and scamming their own fans. It makes me legitimately want to throw them out of a fucking window or whatever it may be, or in front of a moving car. Same thing goes for guys who domestic abusers, guys that beat up their flipping partners. I fucking hate it. I hate it with every inch of my body. It's horrible thing to do. And if anybody around me did it, you're excommunicated. And even worse so if that girl's my friend, I might put hands on you. Do you know what I mean? That's how guttural it flipping hurts. And again, I don't have good hands. You guys have all heard my loafer stories. My hands are all slippery. Do you know what I mean? I'm all over the place. So the fact that I'm putting my hands on you is a bad thing, but god damn it, man. Who would have guessed it, eh? Who would have guessed it? But anyway, I will have to reconvene. I know this hasn't been the longest pod in the world, but I have to stop for now because I got to watch Man United vs. Right? Man United are playing later today, so I had to watch the flipping game. So I'm going to watch that. Then when I finish watching that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the other half of the stream and go over the Whitney drama stuff, right? So if you want to check out that stuff, please come back in about 2 hours. I'll come back and we'll have some more fun times. But I need to go and prepare and watch Man United v Fulham for the FA Cup flipping quarterfinals. Hey, big up, Mr.
Loving
DB.
the drama, Oz. Listening to you at work, RN.
Yes, big up. Thank you for the donation, brother. I appreciate you for the £2 super chat. But yeah, I'll be back in 2 hours or so. I'm gonna go watch Man United play, but hope you enjoyed what we had so far. And yeah, we'll catch up on the other stuff we've got to go through. What we got to go through here? We got to go through the Whitney Cummings crying about being brave for outing Chris Leah when she really didn't. We got to talk about Chin cooking at home. Definitely got to talk about that. Chin doing Korean barbecue. Who would have thought it? Man eats Korean barbecue every day, goes and makes it at home. Like, god damn it, man. Korean barbecue until the death. Also, we're going to be... we're going to react to that clip that someone sent me, actually. Whoever sent me that, big up. The one, Bizarre Mystery of Brendan Schaub, we're going to react to that one. And we're also going to react to the most evil man in comedy, the Ari Shaffir stuff. So, I will be back in a bit. Big up the chat. Big up everyone that's in here. Let me quickly shout you guys out before I leave. Mr. West... Rashi Rishi, Amy K, big up you, big up, oh yeah, Amy, yeah, big up Amy, hope you're well, big up Carlos, big up TP for my bung, what? TP for my bunghole, okay, cool, big up Logos Cartel, big up MDB, BZ fan, of course, Mr. Lopez, Coiler, of course, my guy, Mr. West, Richie Raishi, Eddie D, Nick G, MMA, Johnny, Big up you, Mr. West. Who? Sorry about that. Who else is on here? Mr. West, Cheese Food 11, Uche, of course. Uche with a new profile pic. Hey, Bad B Summer. Period. But yeah, pick up Uche. And who else is on here? Everybody. Big up all of you. Big up all of you. And I'll see you guys again in about 2 hours or so for another half of the stream. So keep your notifications on. It'll be up there and we'll get that going and whatnot. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit. If I'm angry, you know why, because Man United lost. If I'm happy, you know why too, because we won. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.